Ninja throwing is this for me.
What if I line them up and organize them?
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome, everybody.
Oh, yeah. Hello.
We're live.
Man, you know,
Hello.
I'm gonna tell you what, Patricia, you have upped the game on the podcast thing. And the reality is that I've been researching the last few weeks. Nobody's really doing live like we are. Like nobody's doing live. And today we're gonna get like an actual live lesson in. You know what I'm saying? Like an actual live, like real medical thing. Partly because some asshole called me out or some shit, and I'm gonna call that shit out. So
What was that?
I'll get to it here in a second. See, this is why I want you guys' genuine reaction for shit, so, which is why I didn't send anything out today for stuff. I talked to Jason a little bit about it.
Yeah.
What's
Disclaimer. We should do a disclaimer real quick.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, this is Carlos's opinion and Jason's.
Yes, sir.
Trish,
Yes.
Amanda. Hey, how you doing, birthday buddy?
Hey, buddy.
And then we got a little tiny fella.
We love Jimmy.
Yeah.
Hi, Jimmy.
And Patricio. And you know, like, listen, is not of Dr. Benjamin Abbo, who's an awesome, very handsome doctor. Somebody just touched some. And his gray hair. Man, we were in a phone meeting with him today. His hair was flowing.
It's on point.
Glorious.
I'm trying. I'm really trying.
It was glorious. His hair was like, I'm like, how do you get the hair to look
I know that.
good?
I know.
Almost as shiny.
Hey, listen, the man's
idea.
handsome.
Yes.
And then, you know, or anybody that hires a rescue company one or because we are for hire, listen,
Always.
we'll do whatever you ask us to do.
Almost.
And that's true.
Hey, literally, we come through, and I'm not going to speak out of school, but we came through big time like a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
I think it was last week.
Was it last week?
Basically, I don't think people realize that
Understand
when
shit
you
we
start
make.
asking.
Oh, we
but
make it
you-
happen.
You're yes. Before they even finish, you're like, yes.
Yeah, we got it.
Yeah.
We got it. So you know, and so you understand, we can do a lot of things, and it's not our opinion. So, but if I say anything that offends you today, well, shit, you know, you can just turn this shit off. Yeah, free country. Welcome. It's not Afghanistan. I'll tell you that
true.
shit right now.
That's true.
Some fucked up shit happening
Taliban
over there.
here.
Listen, man, I was talking to my son the other day before we get into anything, and that dude, like, he's basically been told, like, get ready
Because he's going.
yeah, and like military is funny because like I guess they're at the end of a budget year, so like when the budget year is over, they use everything they're gonna use, and then nobody moves.
that sounds like fire department.
We have no money for you to move. So and he was bored out of his mind yesterday. He's like, Dad, we ain't doing shit over here.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I'm sorry. Like, you chose to do that.
Well, and you know, keep it happy. Be happy while you have it, because it's
well. And you know the thing I said. That's what I did tell him. I said, you know, like opportunity, like that you have right now is it doesn't seem like much, but eventually you'll fucking learn to appreciate it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because you know, like anything that happens by chance is when you get what you didn't ask for, right? That's what opportunity is. That's what luck is when you set out to do something and you get something else.
Right.
That there's always there's a value to learn and all that shit. You know what I'm saying?
absolutely.
And that's, I guess, what like the biggest topic of today's show is going to be, is when you learn like the fugazi behind shit. Do you like that term?
I do like Fugazi.
Patricia, give me a movie that you heard fugazi in.
Oh.
Wall Street.
Not The Wolf of Wall Street.
Ooh.
Give me another movie.
Goodfellas.
No, it's not in Goodfellas at all. I actually watched that just to make sure that wasn't going to be on there. Donnie Brasco, man.
Oh, Donnie Brasco.
Jesus.
That's an offensive pickle.
Isn't it? That's the
Jason, let me see
biggest
that
pickle
thing right there. Oh my God.
Are you gonna get that whole thing in
I
your mouth?
can't do it. I can't.
You want to try?
Oh, that's Patricio with the onion ring. Oh, Patricio's got the big pickle.
Oh wow.
Oh.
Oh, look at him take that pickle. Oh,
And guess who's the only one that doesn't have a camera on him?
oh yeah, Patricio.
How convenient.
So, but anyways, yeah, I'm talking to him the other day, and there's a lot of things. You know, I will say this, and it's just that all the work that happened the last, like people don't understand why this is a big deal. What's happened the last few days, Patricio, you're a current events type man. Why is this a big deal? You think? Oh, he's gonna take.
Use the mic.
Yep.
Why us leaving Afghanistan is a big deal?
Yeah. Why is that a big deal? What's the biggest problem with the whole
The biggest
thing?
problem is that we were there for what 21 years.
21 years.
We were trying to reestablish their government.
We did reestablish the government.
We
They had a democratic government.
We armed their soldiers. We armed their government. We gave them everything they needed to maintain control over this country. And somewhere in the emails, Taliban was like, no. Once you guys leave, we're taking over this shit.
In a matter of days.
It was insane how quickly. Like,
well, basically, they took what the president said. And, listen, man, I'm a man that respects whoever the president is. I respect the president.
you respect the office of the president.
I respect the office of the president, right? But the man said, there's no way that this will happen in days. And those guys said, check, mate. Hey,
We got you.
hold my
Hold my
burqa.
beer.
That's what that fucking guy said. He said, hold my bitch. And like he made this shit happen. In days, bro. In days, we're back to pre 9/11 days, which is pretty crazy because we still haven't had a full retreat, right? We still haven't had a full retreat out of the country because it was like 9/11 was the day they were going to do it just to make it mean something. Let me tell you something. Like 9/11 means a lot to me, and we'll talk a little bit about that today. But this shit is fucking straight to the heart for me because I have my only son, my blood, is going to be put in harm's way over stupid decisions.
Right.
That's what I got to say about the shit. You understand?
It sounds familiar. Wasn't there another war kind of like that?
Yeah,
Put a
absolutely.
lot of people in harm's way for no
absolutely,
reason.
man. Like, so basically, you raised 20 years of lives. You imagine being a family that lost a dad, or your brother, or your sister, or something. Because like a lot of people don't put a stake into like the females that have died in this war, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have all these people that have gone, passed away, sacrificed, and in fucking days, the shit's gone.
Yep.
In days, it's done and finished. 20 years of deaths that people don't have. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, like, yeah, it's absolutely the shittiest thing I could even think about. And it's just somebody didn't think about it. Somebody didn't calculate the shit and didn't understand. Like, it's horrible.
I wonder what's keeping the United States from just like taking over that area and just this is another state.
And the other thing that people that I think is idiotic, which is stupid, people go, "Oh, it's about oil," and all that shit. There ain't no goddamn oil in Afghanistan.
No.
You know what's in Afghanistan's? Mountain. And heroin. A lot of heroin.
Lots of heroin.
Yeah,
Right.
mountains.
Right.
You can
Mountains
keep
of
the
heroin.
fucking mountains. You know what I mean? Like you can't drill through mountains, assholes. Learn like take a class before you start talking. And it's usually some millennial motherfucker that just doesn't know shit, and he's just out there talking, running his mouth. But listen, that's not what today's about.
What is today about?
Oh, hold on, Patricia got something to say.
Oh,
No, I'm sorry. Do you guys ever listen to C-SPAN radio in the morning?
Oh yeah,
every day.
Oh,
I
my
love it.
God,
it's so stupid.
all the back and forth that I've been hearing on this leaving Afghanistan, even
Oh,
though,
yeah.
the liberal side, the conservative side, Democrat, Republican, unless they've actually served or they actually did a tour over there, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Where's your skin in the game? Where's your skin in the game? And that's the shit that I talk to people.
Tax dollars paid for that.
Yeah, you go fuck yourself and your tax dollars, man. So listen, like that's the biggest thing. Now, if you think I'm just talking shit, like I got skin in the game. Like be in my position where I will trade myself right now to make sure my 19-year-old kid doesn't have to go fucking see things that will change his life forever. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the things I'm talking about. So, anyways, what is today about?
What is today about?
Today's about stupid decisions. Like like lack of pre-planning,
Are we
lack
talking
of
about my life?
being stuff and being like reactive to things, you know what I'm saying, and not being able to look into stuff. Now, however, we did have some guy that said and reached out the other day, and he said that he doesn't think that we belong in the genre of medicine podcast that we're in.
Really?
Yeah, I believe so. But so we're gonna have a medical topic. Did we get the man on the phone?
Well,
Human resources.
Let's get him on the phone. Let's
Let's
dial
get
him
our
right up.
let's get our human resources man on the phone.
I guess
And
that
like,
guy doesn't know where the stop button is.
yeah, that guy's an idiot.
Yeah.
And,
Well,
and, you know, like this is the
you know.
thing, man.
I mean,
Like
it's a big square.
you gotta,
you know,
you gotta know.
we started the podcast, yes, with the best intentions to educate people in the world. And I think we do educate and provide some good things out there, but we also provide an escape for people. And I think that that's what makes us different than most podcasts, makes us different than the other things. But, you know, like the Rescue Company One, which is not the podcast as the Rotor turns. You know, the Rescue Company One does provide great education, provides muscle memory for people. And, you know, we work for a lot of big vendors that do in this business. And we've put a lot of people in positions where they make a difference. They actually are out there treating patients. And I will venture to say, if we go number for number, person taking the test, like our last 80 people have passed their exam on the first attempt.
Yeah. It's great. You know, like you have also one of the only mobile training programs for
Yeah.
Hewitt and Sweat.
Well, not
You
even
know,
that, but like,
it's-
you know, like cadaver. We bring you a cadaver lab mobile. We bring
Yeah.
you a mobile human patient simulator that's a helicopter inside of it. You know, we do a lot of things that are pretty good, but you know, the biggest thing we don't do, we don't try to be the smartest person in the room.
Yeah. The second that you're that guy, nobody wants to listen to you, and you yourself don't want
Yeah.
to listen to anybody else because you think you know it all.
Absolutely. But for this purpose, we brought our human resources person, which we do have one of those
Thank
guys.
goodness.
Roby Tester. Hello, Robbie. Can you hear me? Oh, hold on. Almost.
Robbie, can you hear us?
Hello.
Robbie.
Hello, Robbie.
Oh, it's Doughboy. You gotta call him Doughboy.
Doughboy.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
Sorry, Doughboy.
Human resources Doughboy.
Doughboy, are you there?
Hello.
Robbie.
Line one, caller. You're on the air.
Yeah. Who?
It's Android.
Hey, do you remember the commercial with a dude eating the peanut butter sandwich that got milk commercial where like he's got like the Aaron Bird bullet? You know what I mean? And he's like Aaron Bird. Aaron Bird. He's got peanut butter, but he has no milk.
Yeah, there he is.
Oh,
there he
yes.
Robbie.
Roberto.
Roberto.
How you doing? So this is the human resources person, Rest Company One, and you guys' new boss when he fires all of us.
Oh,
So,
Please
but,
don't fire me.
you're gone. Like you're so gone.
I'm
that you're
already
funny.
gone.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Basically, it'll be Andy and Robbie running this company when it's done.
Damn it.
Roberto, what you got, man? How you been?
What's up, man? I've been good. You guys hear me okay? I feel
Yeah,
like I'm trying to do this iPhone thing. It's a little awkward.
No. What are you doing with your hands right now?
Is it
I have
this?
no idea what to do with my hands right now.
Why aren't you wearing pants? I mean, you knew this was a video, right?
So
Damn it! I thought I turned the video off.
yeah. So we all kidding around aside, we did bring Robbie on because one of the things that we've done before, and like he has got a case that he came up with that is outrageous. And like it's such an involved case and it's got a lot of pathophysiology and stuff behind it that hey Robbie, you got the case in front of you? Or
Yeah, hold on a second. Pause this for a second. Let me talk to Trisha. I'm having a hard time hearing you guys.
okay, hold on. Patricia, you say he's having a hard time hearing us. So by the way, Jimmy's here.
Hello.
Hi, Jimmy.
Hi, babe.
He's got a mouthful of stuff right now.
Tater tots. I had a good time.
I thought we were talking about something else.
Yeah.
Did you read the comments to him? Did you let
No.
him know? Yeah, somebody said to have Jimmy stop eating stuff in his face.
I can't.
He can't do it. He's so little.
Why?
He's so little.
Oh my!
No.
Oh my
So-
goodness.
You know, Jimmy's funny. So like prior to Cop Rob joining the company, Jimmy was like the only EMT we have.
Is he gonna give him a run for his money?
Well,
Oh, yeah.
Jimmy's the only EMT we had, right?
Uh-huh.
So then Cop Rob joins in, and like
Robbie, can you hear us now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Everything's kind of far in the background. Is there a way for me to like join on Facebook or something like that?
yes, he's gonna send it to you. He's gonna send you the thing.
All right.
So Jimmy now so like now Jimmy has somebody that is below him, which is Cop Rob.
Cop Rob.
Cop Rob, like so like Jimmy
Sorry.
yeah.
I was always
So-
the bottom.
So
Now
Jimmy
I'm the
so
fucking
Cop
top now.
so technically in the hierarchy of things, like Cop Rob reports to Jimmy.
Goddamn right.
I hate cops.
Me too.
Rob,
Except for
Rob,
sorry.
if you're listening,
Except for Rob.
you have a gun, so I'm on your side. Whatever you
I'm gonna
say.
tell you this though. Cop Rob the other day comes into like we're at Bill Jackson's and he loads the
Oh
van.
my god.
Oh, there we
He
go.
loads the van And it's you were there the last time they screamed at us, but they love us now though. Yeah.
They
Absolutely.
screamed at you.
Absolutely
Oh, they
hate
screamed
us.
at Trish.
I hated us the first time we were there.
Oh,
we,
yeah.
we messed up like their one-time sale of the year.
Oh yeah, man.
That's
The
There's
day,
people lined up outside, and we're
for
trying
days.
to get this.
When we were at Bill
the Hewitt-
Jackson's. the
Yeah,
guy was
the
there.
Hewitt simulator. We're trying to put it through their.
That was like not like it was.
That was a terrible.
It was a
time.
horrible day to have a class.
terrible.
That being
it was
said,
like their Black Friday, and we're trying to push this like fuselage through the
Yeah.
middle of their thing.
we basically put
trying to figure out how to get this thing into there.
we put the
Oh, my
fattest kid you could in like one of those ball things, like a bounce house.
yeah,
Like,
every worker there hated us.
Yeah.
that day.
Oh,
but
wow.
they
Even
are
the
cool
owner.
as shit though. We were there last
Thank
week.
God.
We were there cool as shit. So, but like so that's funny as shit though.
We're moving their glass shelves and stuff. We're moving them out of the way so we get this thing through, and we don't even know if it's gonna make it through with the width. And like, man, we're gonna have to take off these doors. And they're like, you can't do that right now. We're having the biggest sale of the year.
I mean, literally, it is a big stuff. People
Yeah.
camping.
Right.
Out
Yeah,
People
I know,
were
I-
camping up front
Sleeping.
for that
There's-
shit.
There's tents out front of this place.
Black Friday.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
So, but we made it happen. It was middle of COVID too. It was
Yeah.
ridiculous, just things happening. But that's the type of shit we do over here at the rescue company.
You gotta do what you got to do.
Hey man, we make it work,
Get it
dude.
done.
We make it work. But dude, my favorite Jimmy moment is we're in Savannah, Georgia. Now we can't tell a lot of this story to protect the innocent. But let's say we had a guy, we call him the Asian. Y'all know who it is. Like the Asian was sober that time. Like, he wasn't
okay.
drinking.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we went drinking in Savannah, and yeah, it was a debacle.
If you're watching, click the link I sent you via text.
It was a debacle, man. It was a freaking like
It was a
mess.
good time.
Yeah, and Justin Watts, a man, almost drowned.
Justin
Oh.
wanted to fight me.
Yeah,
Oh,
Our
really?
Our Uber driver wanted to fight me.
Yeah.
It was fun.
yeah. Jimmy was touching people's faces.
Yeah.
Now I will say,
including the Uber driver.
that Jimmy was encouraged at all times to do this.
Yeah.
By who? I don't
You.
know, but
Yeah.
allegedly,
I know who.
allegedly speaking.
Just like the needle in my arm.
Yes.
Was like, oh no, go ahead and push it a little harder. No, a little further.
There's times that events happen that I'm not to be held responsible for. Like if you put yourself in that position, that just happens.
Yeah, that's true.
That's gonna happen.
So only a little encouragement is
Yeah.
needed.
We don't have the ass cam today, but Jamie's ass is looking unbelievable.
Ba boom.
Boom.
Oh,
Got
Roberto's
him.
there.
All right.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
I'm figuring out how to work all these fancy buttons.
So Roberto. Oh yeah, look at he's got a little
yeah.
sippy cup.
Hey.
So
You know,
let me tell you something that I will have
Yeah.
to say. Look, you see, he's so handsome.
I can't hear him, but
I'm no Andy.
Oh yeah.
there he is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Dude, so Robbie, no lie. Like I was yesterday, I've been having to put our stuff back for accreditation, and I was looking back at old.
can't hear.
Can you hear me, Robbie? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
he was shaking his head no.
Hold on. Let me get this.
Yes. There's a yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, he's got it. So I had you have to submit all the evaluations from class, and when you look at names on the evaluation, like take my name out of it, Robbie is the most seen name on every flight class evaluation. And guess what? That across every class, what the one thing everybody says.
They hate Justin.
No, that is awesome. Yes, but like I counted 16 of these. More Robbie, more vent.
Yes.
More
Yes,
Robbie,
sir.
I
more
bet.
vent. Yeah. But we had a lot of people try to do the vent stuff before Robbie showed up.
That's true.
And like
Didn't work out.
The fact is that like everybody that wants to be a pulmonologist that comes in and teach a class, we don't need that guy. We don't need that person. We need the person that like can make it seem like can encourage people to use this complex machine. You know what I'm saying? Which is really not a complex machine, But what I wanted to talk about, and I had Robbie put up, is this ARDS case that he put up there before. Can we get the case up? And
Patricio's got it.
he's got it on there.
Pulling it on up.
So ARDS is acquired. You want to finish it, Jason?
It's acquired.
Respiratory.
Or acute?
Adult?
So
or
that's
acute respiratory
the thing. I
distress
found
syndrome.
it both ways on the research today. So acute respiratory distress syndrome,
Syndrome.
right? Or what do you call it?
I was agreeing with you.
Okay. So
Is there an echo in here? Echo?
so
What?
we'll just
What?
go with a random 2 minutes. 2 minutes of you not speaking into that microphone.
All right.
You know.
20
Good luck
minutes
with
in.
that.
But this is a cool case because
There we go.
the right now that's a big buzzword. We see this a lot because of the COVID, right?
Right.
Yes.
Absolutely.
The COVID, basically you're looking at a type of hypoxia that's being caused in the body. And one of the things before we get into the case is can you name the hypoxia here? Meaning
Robbie, can you name the?
let me tell you something. Robbie knows the
Yeah,
hypoxia.
I know he does.
I certainly hope I do.
I would say it's hypoxia.
Man, look at the big brain on the guy here with the
That's
pink
the
shorts.
easiest one.
Yeah.
That's the
Big
easiest one.
Yeah. So the reality is that people don't know that there's 4 hypoxias, right? There's hypoxic hypoxia. So that's an inability to exchange gas, right? There's
Yep.
hypemic hypoxia.
Mhm.
You're so beautiful.
Thank you.
Very
I love you.
You're very distracting.
I'm sorry.
So
Don't look at him.
hypemic hypoxia, that's a lack of volume to be able to carry the blood over there. And we got tungsten sticking out there. And then see this is
great.
yeah,
That's
now
even
this is
more
number 6.
distracting.
Yeah. And then we have stagnant hypoxia, right? Which is blood is not moving forward, it's
Right.
staying there or moving backwards. And then we have histotoxic,
Toxic.
which is like Dakota's favorite hypoxia to just throw out.
Yeah.
You can say, ask him anything, he's gonna say that one wrong
histotoxic.
all the time. So, but there's a lot of things that cause this space between the alveoli, the respiratory, circulatory membrane. That's really hard to say when I've had a bunch of shots, and and the capillaries, which is where diffusion happens.
Right.
So, hey Robbie, and like Cliff Notes as best you can you present the case real quick for me, please?
Yeah, no problem. So this case is a 50-year-old female, came to the ED, epigastric pain, nausea, vomiting, past 24 hours, can't keep anything down. Daughter said she was on a bender this weekend, history of some alcohol abuse. Sending physician gave her 2 liters of fluid for dehydration, some Zofran, some fentanyl, and then they decided to transfer the patient out once they get some labs back. And when you arrive, they got the patient intubated because they had difficulty breathing and put them on CPAP. So that's kind of where we're sitting right now.
Hey Robbie, when you put the case together, where like what was your motivation for it?
Well, kind of when we're doing the class, it's easy to sit there and talk about ventilator management and everything for an hour and a half. But going out and getting a case with some real numbers and putting the information to use and manipulating the vent and reading lab values and kind of putting it all together, that's kind of my goal. Is this is a sick patient that you're going to encounter in the transport environment, and I just wanted to get something that was realistic and definitely going to be a little bit challenging as well.
So for people looking there, this is the chest X-ray. But that the coolest shit about this is that we went to St. Augustine. We were teaching a review class for people that are already FPCs, and Robbie does this case a lot. But a lot of times when Robbie's doing the stuff, I'm at another station. Well, no, that's not the show. So like, see, this is why you're not talking for 2 minutes. So
2 more minutes.
So like I'm doing
don't think you're
another
allowed to
class.
censor me.
I'm doing another station, and I don't get to see this. But this time, we're in the same classroom, and he presents the thing, and I'm looking at the numbers, and I'm looking at the case, and this is like a information-rich case. Like if you're about to take the exam, you have so many like different questions in here that I don't even know what to do with my hands right now. There's so much fucking questions and there's so much
I think
to
you
do.
should talk with them.
So like when you look at this case, can we get the labs up there? This is the coolest shit he did with this case. This is what makes this thing amazing. Like when you I think it's the other thing on there. When you look at the labs on this, they're so true to life. And I think we talked from like the morning time till lunch on this case that we were up in St. Augustine, and it was like I'm like, man, this is like we could talk all day on this thing.
Yeah, we spent an hour and a half talking about this case.
Yeah. So when you look at this, Robbie, like so right off the bat, and Jason, like you have no prep on this. You're looking at this straight up. Like, what are you thinking of this patient when you look at him? Like, you're physically assessing him. What are you listening to on the lungs when you hear it?
I'm listening to the lungs. I'm listening to all the fields. I'm listening for any type of rhonchi or rails. Most likely with this patient, we're going to have some crackles throughout. But one of the biggest things for me is like an unseen person is they're not perfusing and they're not their blood pressure isn't high enough. Those are the things that I'm worried
What is
about
their blood
immediately.
pressure?
Yeah,
Do we see that?
we see the blood pressure on there.
Yeah. So I'll Patricia's pulling up the lab.
So
Oh, check.
you know what's
The-
crazy is though,
Yeah,
like
I got you here.
80/40 was the blood pressure.
Oh, that's
So yeah, when you walk in, heart rate is 125, blood pressure is 90/40, and you got an O2 sat of 88%.
so
Being
And-
bagged, patients being bagged.
and they're being bagged. So Robbie, back in the day when you allegedly worked as a paramedic firefighter, right? Like
Allegedly.
if you were, and Jason, you're a preceptor where you work at, right?
Right.
So if you get a normal person listens to these wet looking sounding lung sounds, right? What do you think most people will classify this patient as? CHF patient.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I'm glad you agree on that. But like a lot of people will go, let's throw some Lasix at this, right? Now, do you guys carry Lasix where you're at?
We
Allegedly
don't.
at where you're at?
We don't. We used to. We don't anymore.
Robbie, did you guys have it where you were at before?
We did it, and I never gave it.
Yeah, and the reality is that most of the time these wet lung sounds are misdiagnosed, right? As a congestive heart failure patient, which they're not a congestive heart failure patient,
Right?
So like you're looking at this person right here. What would you call the alert to the hospital as?
Well,
See, there's so many ways we can go with this case, man. Like,
right.
This was so crazy about it.
So I'm trying to see where's my cap note on here. They're obviously
You don't have one.
okay.
You don't
They're-
have one.
They're
You could've
obviously
said-
sick.
You
Don't
could
think
assume it's low though.
I would just go with a sepsis, some kind of a sepsis alert because the heart rate's fast, their blood pressure's low, their temp is really low from what it should normally be. So they're no longer compensating. I could be wrong, but
No, you're not wrong.
Okay.
I mean, we're not decompensated type shock here.
Right.
So this is a sepsis alert, right?
Yep.
And Robbie, you agree on that?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you got the glucose on top of it. That's a little elevated too. So
Oh man, dude, like, hey, Robbie, I used that last night.
Oh, I totally can't see it.
Robbie, I used that last night. Last night we go on a patient that's in shock, and the person I'm flying with, they go, how are you calling this so fast? And I go, look, dude, the sugar was 222, and I go, this is a non-diabetic person. So they're in Robbie, explain that for me, because Robbie's the one that taught me this.
Yeah.
This is the shit that I'm telling people, right?
Right.
So like I'm in class and Robbie speaks, I'm writing notes.
Right. Yeah. That's the best part.
I'm writing notes. Like we don't know everything, right? So like Robbie,
thank
explain
God.
that shit to people, because like a lot of people don't know. This is new science.
So I mean, the simplest way to explain it is essentially when your body's under assault, it could be from a sepsis or it could be from some traumatic injury. Your body's going to take all that extra sugar and it's going to dump it into your system to give you the energy you need to fight whatever assault is happening.
Right. So it's that renin-angiotensin cascade type situation that we talked about before.
Right.
And like I've taught that a million times. Robbie said this, a light bulb went on my head. And I go, shit, how many people have I killed? I didn't even know that.
Right.
Yeah. So like, listen,
so many
man,
things.
this is the coolest shit about this thing. And it's like when you come to this class, it's a collective of different people that come in and they talk, and different things get said during it.
Right.
So, all right. So the sugar's telling you a lot there. So you're in a septic shock. Now, the cold septic shock is what we're kind of in a situation. We tend to call this a decompensation of that sepsis shock, right? Because the body
normally when you're in sepsis, the body's going to compensate by, having a fever to try to kill off anything.
Yep.
And then when it goes low, then that's a bad thing.
So when you look at this, though, what's the bottom line organ here? That's the root cause of most of our problems.
Well,
again, I'm putting Jason on the thing because he's got a great mustache.
So in this particular case, I would say it's the lungs because of the ARDS and the ventilation, not
That X-ray looks
perfusing.
horrible.
Yeah. So, but how do the lungs? So let me ask you this though, babe, because you teach,
I don't teach anything.
you help teach a lot of classes, and that lungs have ARDS on them, right?
Mhm.
So let me tell you that if I injure an abdominal organ,
Mhm.
and this is a big thing when we teach a lot of these trauma nursing classes, we say to give fluids judiciously.
Yes.
This lady got 2 liters of fluids.
Ooh, that's a
So
lot.
why are those 2 liters of fluid outside in the interstitial space? Why are they like why does this chest X-ray look so shitty?
Because I don't think I'm going to be very good at
You're so
explaining
beautiful. Yeah, go ahead.
This.
By the way, the asshole that
I'm
sent
not
me
sure.
the message, you
I'm not
probably
sure.
just turned this shit off. But go ahead.
So you don't have a good gas exchange, and I
That's a whole lot of like low hanging fruit you just
I
gave me.
know.
So check this out. So the reason you give this judicious, so the bottom line
You have to
organ
be
is,
super careful because you don't want to throw them into pulmonary edema. Or
what's this
anything like
lady's
that.
problem though? We even told you at the beginning of the case. This is what, an alcoholic.
Yep. Oh,
So
her liver-
here, let me,
Go ahead, Robbie, go ahead.
right.
Here,
and
let me
the-
read you some lab values and see if anything sticks out here.
This is why Robbie's.
So you got a sodium is 131, your K is 3.1, your chloride's 100, you got a bicarb of 8, your BUN's 10, your creatine's 1.32, you got the glucose of 174, and we got a lipase of 1,000. We got a WBC 22. Our H&H is 13 and 42, and we got a platelet count of 145. So that's kind of
good.
the big numbers there. I know I just ran through them, but like, so I say you can take it from here, Carlos. But there's a number in there that should really stick out to kind of give you an idea where you should go.
So the lipase.
the liver makes that enzyme in your lungs that don't remember the name of.
Yeah, most people call it albumin. It's not just in the lungs. But you're beautiful, so you can get along with just saying wrong shit all the time. So the reality is this: the liver is what's bad here,
Yeah.
which is causing the pancreas to fail, which is like
Making the lungs not work appropriately.
it's making the protein that we use to keep stuff in their vascular system is albumin,
Yeah.
which is made by the liver.
Yes.
Now the liver is not working appropriately,
Right.
so you're not making a whole bunch of albumin.
Nope.
So that means stuff in the vasculature
Doesn't
does what?
stay there.
So
It
you got
goes
even
out.
Jimmy, who's trying to force a door, on this right here. There's not even anything. There's no forcible entry here or a ladder
What
that
kind
needs
of,
to be
He's
set
over
what
in the
up.
kind of
corner.
door are we talking about?
He's breaking shit. He's just
Yeah.
over there breaking shit.
He's over there trying to figure out where he's gonna get a vent on this patient, and I don't mean like a ventilator, like just like a break a window.
Yeah.
Or can I open up on this thing?
Make a hole.
Best
Just to make
best
some air.
call I've ever been on with Jimmy, and I say this guy's name all the time on the podcast because I don't like he's like Mike Ross is gonna sue me. So like we're on this call, and this guy's probably the worst medic we have.
Yeah.
City of Orlando.
100%.
And
It works.
the patient that's bleeding and dying tells Jimmy, like, can you take care of me and not this guy? That was the best thing I've ever heard in my whole entire life. Now, he was staring at Justin and Mike Ross at the same time, which we don't, so I don't know who he was talking to, but he was talking to Jimmy.
Oh my god,
But-
that's awesome.
Anyways, like, so the biggest thing, the ARDS is being caused because the liver problem.
Yep.
Now the BUN is mid-level,
Why
like
COVID is such a
so.
problem.
So you look at BUN, it's like 6 to 25, right? Milligrams per deciliter, but you're getting a 10 here. And the biggest thing that we were trying to explain during this case was that because of the shock state, you're not filtering the kidneys, so you're not putting out a whole bunch of urine, which is why that number is staying up, right? Like, but normally if you were urinating, this number would be extremely low. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Because blood, urine, nitrogen. That's not something for a Spanish person to say.
Blood,
BUN.
urea.
So like that is a liver function byproduct. So if your liver isn't working, you're not making that.
Look at Robbie's face.
What happened? Listen, the best part is that Robbie is allegedly in nursing school,
No, he's not.
and nobody knows how much shit this guy knows because we have a golden rule around here.
You shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up Fridays.
Especially on Fridays.
Every day on Fridays.
Every day.
Why
It's
is-
not
why
just
is
Friday.
Why is it mostly on Fridays?
It's not. It's every day.
Oh,
Well, it's the
okay.
only.
All right,
It's
all right.
only.
I fucked that up yesterday.
Yeah,
Oh.
all first day back during orientation.
First day back, I fucked it up.
full of fucking suggestions.
I did. I was not full of. I
She
had
came
like
over at
two.
lunchtime and she told me.
I
I told him like two things. I go, well, "Oh, you didn't shut the fuck up."
I'm trying.
and-
I'm trying.
And you lucky I didn't
So
call
hard.
Robbie to scream at you.
I'm sorry, Robbie. I had the patient's best interest at heart.
Well, it's like,
How dare you?
but it shut the fuck up.
Rude.
I'm trying. I'm
Don't break the
trying.
rule.
It's so hard.
I
I can't do it.
So listen, real quick though, like a couple things to close this case though, because most of the people that listen to stuff, they're like gone. They're like the
No,
guys.
they're not.
The guys are like they switch. They're like actually teaching shit today. So
I don't think I
What's
thought
going
anything.
on? I don't get it.
Pretty
now
sure I
this is
didn't.
this is a talk that me and Robbie have had multiple times. This is the type of hobbies that me and Robbie have. We're sitting there talking pressers. So Robbie, what do you think about pressers for this guy? What would you do? What would you do?
Well, I know what the first one is. I want to hear what the rest of the guys are going to say.
Oh yeah, go ahead. What presser are you gonna press?
So I'm real quick. I want to make it clear that I'm a little unclear on how this flow chart works. So because
Yeah.
like a lot of the stuff shows like 4 liters of fluid, 6 liters of fluid.
So that you're
Like,
looking
it's
at
a lot of fluid.
progression of the case.
Right.
Okay, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So I would, after giving like 2 liters of fluid and there's absolutely no change, I
Yeah.
would start on a presser, and I would probably do a presser that's not going to increase the heart rate. So norepinephrine, something along those lines.
Yeah. So this is what type of shock are we treating? We say septic shock, but what family of shock would that be?
Distributive.
Distributive shock. So you're treating the vasodilation
Right.
here.
You
So-
want to vasoconstrict?
So you want to vasoconstrict this patient. What's the heart rate on this guy though right now?
I don't know.
130,
120s.
130.
So your heart rate's up enough right
Yep.
now, so it's not an issue. So you want to squeeze the container, right? So norepinephrine is a good case here,
Okay.
and that's a good drug to give on this person.
Now let me ask you a question really quick.
Yes,
So at this point, when we're
Jason, I
and
know
I'll
you
ask
got
Robbie.
you got an educational thing you're about to have, but like we have the main distractor of the situation here. Well, what are you laughing about?
Because it's almost always my favorite.
Oh yeah, see, you notice I didn't ask Trish what her favorite presser was going to be, because Trish basically, if I ask her, hey, what's the contraindication for this drug, and Trish will go allergies. So it's like that's like when you ask somebody what's the best presser you to give everybody, norepi.
Not always.
You're never wrong by giving norepinephrine to somebody, but it ain't the right 2 minutes.
Full disclosure, I'm not a nurse, so
Yeah.
but real
Me
quick,
either.
Rob, so
Me either.
when we're talking about this case, is this patient already intubated or
They were
are-
being bagged, yeah, but
So-
let's say they're tubed now.
okay? So they're now being tubed. So that was the biggest question. I didn't really understand if they had already been tubed or if they were
What- let
about
me-
to.
Yeah, and that's kind of fair because when we do this case, when we get through class and we do this case, it does get painted out a little bit more clearly. You're going to know exactly what you have. I kind of all the vital signs are on the monitors when you're going in. You see the tube out of the patient's mouth, so some of that stuff is already kind of there. But the main talking point here is just kind of figuring out what's wrong with that patient, and then it progresses into what are your vent settings and the vent management of the patient afterwards.
Gotcha. Okay.
And Robbie, the biggest thing too is like in the current vital signs that this patient is presenting to you in, would you RSI this patient right now?
No, I mean, if they weren't tubed yet, no, I definitely wouldn't. I would want to try to resuscitate them first. And with this person, it would definitely be a presser. And if we had to, we could do some type of delayed intubation, do a ketamine look only type thing. But obviously, we don't want to go slamming this patient with a bunch of medications with that soft blood pressure and the heart rate as high as it is, because you're just asking for trouble.
So a little short story. So allegedly, I was working yesterday, and when I was at work,
Allegedly, me too.
we had a whole conversation with the person I'm working with yesterday. It's the first time me and this person have worked together, and he's a cool ass dude. He's a funny dude, and but like he was telling a story about like I get this reputation that I just tube everybody that we go on, which is
true.
Oh, America, yeah, absolutely. So
It's true.
it's not true. I do.
Did you see that just happen?
Oh, I know. He just opened a piece of America. That's not American. Drink some
Like
beer there.
he was not on camera when he did that.
By the way, if anybody
Like, the
needs
whole
any
top of
type
the
of
can
like
was in his
weed
mouth.
whacking or edging of your lawn, we do have two Mexicans on the podcast with Patricio and Jimmy here today.
Does anybody have a orange grove?
Yeah. So, but anyways, we get this dude that's like ape shit on this call, and he's diaphoretic, tachycardic, and stuff like that. And the dude I'm working with, like, I think he was surprised that I didn't go like, "Hey, man, let's tube this dude." And the reality is, no, people, I don't tube everybody. Like, this dude was, why he was ape shit? Because oxygen ain't getting to his head.
Is that a problem?
So we fixed the thing. See, 3 minutes now. We will actually, so we resuscitate.
Surprising.
The biggest thing is if your patient is in shock, you can't push medications to get the airway.
Well, you shouldn't.
You should not do it because it's wrong. And why is somebody that's been sanctioned talking on a microphone? Like,
she does.
but you should not give meds. You need to resuscitate before you intubate, and that's a big thing. And that's something that we use in this case quite a bit.
You know what was one of the biggest things?
That's the problem. My
that's
computer
crazy
died.
is that most people are so worried about being in trouble by not following a protocol that they don't use their own minds to go, their brains to go, hey, let's this is the way it should be because this makes sense to keep this person alive. Let's do that. Not, oh well, no, the protocol says this. We need to do this, and then the person dies. It's ridiculous.
You guys think that I'm always like full of it when I say like, Robbie is a changer and he's the dude who's gonna run this company one day because this is a fucking absolute truth.
I don't think.
No, that's the truth.
No, I don't. I'm not surprised.
But check this out.
I don't question
and like he's gonna answer this question right here, and he's cold. This is in prep. This is straight up. Robbie, if you don't have a mechanical control ventilator, would you tube this patient to begin with? Is it no? There you go. Like, just the fact that somebody's in shock, right? Decompensated fucking shock. Would you tube them? No, you can't control it as well as you could with your mechanical ventilator.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. That's the ability. Just because you can do it doesn't mean you should.
Okay, let me ask you both this question. You don't have that device. What is the very next thing that you would use, or what is the very next thing
resuscitate this patient, man?
Right. So you're going to want to resuscitate this patient. And if I were on the street, like when I was riding with the fire department, we didn't have a ventilator, and sometimes you're going to have to take this person's airway if they're not protecting it. And so you got to make sure you at least have a PEEP valve, and you got to have whoever's dealing with using that BVM. They got to really be paying attention to what they're doing, because that BVM, and this is something I tell even EMTs and paramedic students when I'm teaching them, is that's the most dangerous piece of equipment on the truck. If you don't know how to use it appropriately, you don't know how to use that PEEP valve, you're going to kill somebody. And so I would definitely, if I had to tube this person because they weren't protecting their airway enough, I would definitely do it. But I would make sure I had my PEEP valve, and I'd make sure that we did everything possible to avoid tubing this patient until we had them properly resuscitated.
Now, if they are able, they haven't gotten to the point where they can't protect their airway, what is your option?
I think you should continue to you resuscitate them, right? If they're still protecting their airway, you resuscitate them, you put them on CPAP, and you try to get them to the hospital, because, I mean, as much as all paramedics like tubing people, CPAP is probably one of the best things that's come to pre-hospital medicine in terms of stopping people from getting tubes that they don't need.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm telling you, man.
Agree with you.
Like, I'm telling you, we've like, this is the second time I'm doing this case with Robbie, and we've never had the same conversation.
Really?
That's the awesome thing about the case, and this is the thing that I'm trying to get at people, is just decision making, man. It's that's what critical care is about. That's what our job in the transport environment is about. It's like good decision making, good, like what's the best thing for the patient. Not doing what's the coolest thing for the patient.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And honestly, man,
one of the funniest things you say all the time is, you've always been funny looking, so you don't care what you look like.
I don't give a fuck what people say.
That's I'm right there with you.
Hey,
Right.
man.
You're not funny looking.
Yeah.
boy.
Yeah, I'm funny.
But listen, like I said, we talked about this like an hour and a half before, and there's a whole lot more to hit up on this case. But we can't talk about it for another hour and a half. And Roberto's got other stuff to do. Hey Robbie, man, it's awesome having you on the show again, dude.
We love you, Robbie.
Yeah, glad I could make it back again. Glad I didn't get
Thank
kicked off.
you. I
on
haven't
the last
seen you
one.
in forever.
Yeah. Hey, listen, no, like you're the most requested person next to like Andy, who made a cameo on a podcast. Like the
I
dude.
just want to look
Hey,
at them. That's why.
I'm gonna say that allegedly we were looking for somebody today online. Like we were looking for a person,
Oh, we were
and we found the person like on their social media.
photographed with Andy.
Andy
Oh,
on the
are
fucking
you
thing.
serious?
Yes.
Like this is a true story.
It is a
Like,
I found it and I was like,
They're-
oh,
Their profile picture, I
let's,
bet.
yes,
he is so
let's call him.
he is so unbelievable. And like listen, like if Andy showed up to my house one day and he goes, "Hey, me and Trisha are gonna be living here together, and like you gotta move," I'd be okay with that
Okay.
because it's Andy. Like, what do you do?
Do you want me to keep paying the mortgage?
What
or
do I
you
do?
want-
What do I do? I
You
move
just want me
out.
to pay the power
Tell
bill?
me what you
Yeah.
want.
Yeah, I move
What
out.
exactly do you need?
I move out. Hey, Roberto, man, I love you, man. Appreciate
Hi guys,
you.
appreciate you guys having me.
Awesome.
Hey, man.
Bye,
Take
Robbie.
care.
Peace.
So one of the things, and thank you for Robbie being on there. But listen, so like there's a couple top subjects I gotta talk about. Like one Jimmy can't comment on because he'll get in trouble. But so let's just say that Jimmy's gone right now
Yeah.
for a second.
Allegedly.
Bye, Jimmy.
Allegedly.
Bye bye.
And like I want to bring up some current events that has
Oh.
happened.
Does that have to do with the chief?
Yes.
I'm out.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Listen, man. Yeah, you can't say shit.
Nope.
Not on this one. But let me say this. Yeah, go pee, man. Get out of here before you get in trouble.
Oh, Patricia took
Patricia
the
is
Role
microphone.
Jimmy will be played by
Patricio.
Patricio.
Patricia, let me ask
Awesome.
you this.
Is it
and,
okay to hit women?
babe? God dang it! Like you didn't even like. I had a whole way
Son
I was
of a
gonna praise-
bitch.
You make gone from this. You go on Uber.
There's a way that you tell a story. You got to build up.
Patricia, forget what you said.
That's all I'm going.
I was just
I didn't
kidding.
hear anything. Someone
Yeah.
was in the penalty box.
Yes. Patricia, let me ask you this though, man. Like, I want to know, like, have you ever struck a woman in your entire life? Like, before?
If spanking is allowed, then yes.
Yes. Yeah. Like, honestly though, like in anger, have you ever hit a woman and like?
No. I actually talked about this on the show that you guys guessed
Yeah,
a few weeks
yeah,
ago,
yeah.
the other day
That's why I brought it up.
with Dan and Angie.
Man, what a two,
We had a great
Oh,
two awesome
experience.
people, bro.
yeah, shout out to Dan and Angie from
Yeah.
It's All Fine and Angie.
Yep.
Dude, two
They're
awesome.
They're going to be on our
people.
show in September. The
And
first
they
week of
have an
September.
awesome alcohol machine in their house.
I
Oh,
know, right?
It's amazing.
Holy Jesus!
Well,
I
We're
was-
going to have to
nice.
get one of those.
It's like the Willy
Oh,
Wonka
yeah.
of alcohol.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
That's awesome.
It's like
We could
base.
have gone if you hadn't gone to work.
Yeah.
Oh, 2 minutes.
Yeah.
He
Let's
should
make
get
it
2 minutes.
10.
He didn't get off.
Oh,
Hey, oh, he got off for it later though.
That sounds like a personal problem.
With a mustache like
Like his
that,
problem.
I bet you get.
I'm getting off right now.
You get off like.
It
Twice.
causes some giggles.
But no, back to domestic violence.
Yeah.
No, I was a witness, not a victim, but like a witness to my mom being a victim of domestic violence.
Yeah.
So growing up, I knew it was not right.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of like what rewired me as a child to this point now. Yeah, I'll argue with my partner, my girlfriend, but the second I feel like there's that point where I might do something stupid, I go out for a walk.
Yeah.
I go to the other room. I do the silent treatment, or I throw in the towel. I'm like, you know what? You're right.
I'm done.
I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna walk away, and that's the thing. But no,
Patricio, let me tell you a couple things that impressed me about you, man.
tell me, sir.
I didn't know that you represent that association the other day till you.
Oh, the Rise Up Woman Foundation.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Like that's let me tell you, man, that's impressive, bro. Like, and that's something that's been close to my heart, like for a long time, and I've talked about it in the podcast before. I went to a person that was like grew up and when I married my ex-wife, there was a family that was really close to us, and it was like almost like they were an adopted sister. We called her, and this girl named Sarah. and Sarah ended up being killed by, an abusive boyfriend. What was crazy about that is he killed her with a hammer, and I ran the call on that. Because right here at Lucerne Towers, you remember that, Jimmy? Jimmy knows all that shit. Lucerne Towers, man, I ran that call on her. So like she was so messed up that I didn't know it was her. And the thing that happened in that is that the dude that ended up killing her and doing that stuff, like in the family, like they were basically making her like feel bad about not trying to fix the problems between him and her. And
I think that in this is something that I talked about on the other one, where in the Spanish community, we try to like not shed light on it as much as we should. If there's something going on, it's their problem, not anyone else's. And
it's not okay.
It's not the right mentality to have.
It's not okay. It's not okay. And whether you're like being mentally abused or physically abused, it's not okay to get fucking hit or struck.
Nope.
And so man, like, you're playing hockey, we fight.
Yeah.
You playing football, we gonna fight.
Of course.
Like sometimes, people talk some shit and it's another man, I'm gonna fight somebody. You know what I mean? But when it's not a challenge, why are you exerting dominance over something you don't need to exert a dominance over, man? And that's my problem that I have with it when people are abusive. You know what I mean? When you pick a fight that you can win,
yeah,
that ain't a fight, bro.
No, that's you being a bitch.
That's you being an asshole. Exactly.
That's true.
That's you being an asshole. Now, I don't know the circumstances of allegedly, let's say the chief of a fire department that rhymes with Orlando happened with. I don't work there no more, and nor do I care. But like in the situation where the man was in the fight, allegedly, he's been accused. There's a warrant, and all that stuff. And
innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah, absolutely. There could be a whole story behind it.
Yeah. And
we may not know that.
I mean, there have been people convicted of murder.
And and this is where the question lies, Patricio.
Okay.
Is there any story that would justify a grown ass man hitting a woman?
So just real quick, the number is 321-341 TRC1. If you do, yeah, you have 841, and that is Winnie Palmer's triage.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Right now, what is 321
341 TRC1.
Well,
So
sorry about that.
And I want to go and everybody but the person that can't comment. I want to know, starting with Patricio.
You're welcome.
Is there any story that would justify you striking a woman?
I have one that it's the court of public opinion if they feel it would have been justified. I was at a party one time, and my girlfriend at the time called me. She's like, "Where are you at?" I'm like, "I'm at a party, kind of drunk. I won't be home till later. I need to sober up." I get home, all my stuff is in the front yard. Like my bag, trash bags, all my shit's scattered throughout the front yard. I come inside, I'm like, "What's going on?" She came at me with an aluminum bat and swung it one time. Like, "Oh, okay, this is you're serious." Like, calm down. And then she swung again and almost broke my my left arm.
Ooh.
And immediately, of course, all that adrenaline.
Your reaction.
My reaction. I just grabbed the bat and I threw it down. Because I knew for a fact, like right now, something stupid was going to happen. So I needed to defuse the situation because, okay, I was in the wrong. Everybody was wrong at this point. There's no need to escalate it to another wrong.
You didn't strike her though.
I did not strike her.
No,
Yeah.
taking the bat from her and striking her.
So, Jason, what you think?
Well,
with that tank top like that and that mustache, I would just say that if this was a cops episode, you'd be arrested.
Well, if it was white, for sure.
Yeah.
I think they have it coming. No, I'm just kidding. You know what? I've been in several situations to where I've wanted to strike somebody.
Absolutely.
And I do my very, very best to walk away. And I over and over and over again, I've done them several times. Walk away, even being stopped and being hit and being punched and whatever. Just walk away. Now I could see if maybe it was somebody that was not what you would consider a woman. You know what I'm saying? Like they're
a
manly woman, and yeah,
you're saying semantics.
Exactly. Something in that situation that's a little
Someone put
different,
you down for a no,
but that's a no.
Yeah, that's a no. Like, so you're in a no there. You know, baby, what you got? You think there's any time that is justified?
Oh,
she's thinking.
Yeah, it should have been like a.
Oh man, yeah, you would think
process
not
but
all across.
But
Trisha, I looked this up
coming from the
today
other
before Trisha answers. I looked this up today, and there was a poll that had like 80% of women said if a woman strikes a man, they should be prepared to get struck back and not, it's that was a women, like,
unless it's them.
That was women.
Unless they're the ones doing it.
Right.
Why?
Here's the thing.
Then as soon as he hits you back,
baby.
Here's the thing, like, you shouldn't be completely against violence and then start it yourself. Like,
there you go.
That's not fair.
I still don't think that's justified me giving you a right hook. I'm sorry.
I don't necessarily think that you should, like, if a woman strikes you, I don't necessarily think that means you beat the fuck out of her
I
or
think,
whatever.
I think that I'm sorry. Go ahead, Trish. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
You should be able to subdue them,
walk away,
or you can walk
go
away.
away.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean,
but like,
to all this.
if you start that fight, you kind of got to be ready to finish it.
well, you started it, and then you just walk away. I walk away.
And
like, listen,
I've
a lot of
never
people are gonna
started
go
one,
like,
so.
this is the popular thing to say. This is the hypocrite vote, but no, motherfuckers, I'm telling you the truth.
No, this is a subject that doesn't get enough spotlight because it's very how would I say it? It's a touchy subject. Literally,
I mean, women
I'm gonna
can
tell
be
you,
just
I'm gonna
as
tell you-
abusive, if not more abusive, than
Oh,
men
man.
can.
I'm gonna
That's
tell you.
because people say you can't hit a woman.
Well,
And women are assholes.
What if they bite
We
you?
really
What if they
are.
bite you and
hold on to that thought. Hold on to that thought for a second.
Ooh.
What you got, birthday buddy?
I think that, I mean, kind of along the same lines as Trish, but I also agree with you. So I've been a victim of it. And, this person was way bigger than me, and that's not a fair fight. So
Not a
whether
fair
I
fight.
deserved it or not, it's not a fair fight. And even if I smack you and you're 6'7" and I'm 5'4", that's not, you smacking me now doing what Patricio
I'm only
did.
5'11", so
You have never hit me. Now doing what Patricio did and disarming somebody who's coming at him with a bat that could cause real harm.
Yeah.
That's okay, but he didn't
Let me.
come back and assault
Well,
her.
here's the reason. I'm 6'2", 250 plus pounds. I've boxed. I'm a third-degree black in Aikido and Judo. I can kill someone with these hands.
You're like
Ooh.
So I'm not going to put
full-on
myself in a
Bruce
situation.
I think she's turned on now.
I'm not going to put myself in a situation where
Somebody get some paper towels over there.
in the heat of the moment, I punch someone or I smack someone,
Yeah.
and I either, I break a bone, I cause damage to the brain, and next thing you know, they're dead in 3 days, and it came from assault. It's a murder now.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, not to make fun of the situation though, but you know what that just reminded me of? Like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Have you seen that movie?
Yes.
Yes.
When that, like, the whole Bruce Lee thing, like Bruce Lee is, my hands have been what do you say, classified as a deadly weapon.
Deadly weapon.
You know who doesn't have deadly weapon arms? Justin.
Poor Justin.
I know.
I'm
man.
going to step away real quick because her mom's here.
Oh yeah, go do. But what I've been accused of being like, I don't even know how to put it, but let's just say allegedly, when I was going through a divorce at the time, somebody accused me of like being dangerous.
Oh yeah.
Dangerous to me.
I know what that's like.
Hey, what does that feel
And
Yeah,
like?
like
I
I
know
have to go
exactly what that's like.
exchange, like
Fearful. Oh my god.
like at a
scared of
police
me.
station and shit
I'm
like
so
that.
scared.
And this is, I'm an honest person, and like I just, my life's out there. It's there to be talked about. And the thing is, like, fuck, man, like I couldn't be the furthest thing away from that.
Right.
And it's like,
Do you get mad? Yes.
yes.
Everybody gets mad. Do you yell? Yes. Everybody
but
yells. But
I walk away.
Yeah.
Do you want to punch her in the mouth? Yes.
but you walk away.
and
Exactly.
Let me tell you something. Like, I want nothing but good to happen there.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Nothing but good to happen there. You know, you upset, you want to be in it, that's fine. But you know who's not going to go eat some ass in jail? Me.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go toss some ass in jail. I'm not
Nope.
going to suck some dick. You know why? Because I ain't going to do shit but walk away.
Yep.
Because you're always the loser.
Yeah.
You're always a loser.
Banda, what
That's it.
happens when they try to walk away and you stop them, and then you stop them, and you stop them?
They still don't hit you
And
back.
then you stop them again, and you yell at them.
Hey, you know, listen, man. Like,
And the one that did hit me back, I didn't even hit him first.
Wow.
you know, like, listen, man. People push buttons.
Yes.
But there is outlets.
Oh, I can push the
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, she
Sure.
does.
Listen, man. Like, at the end of the day,
Not worth it.
it ain't work. It's not the situation.
Nope.
So whatever the case may be, let's just say that you're a person that's trusted by the community,
Mhm.
given hundreds of thousands of dollars in pay to make decisions to be the top most ethical person
In your city.
in an emergency situation. Should you have a job? That's the
Man.
question. That's where I'll leave it for people out there.
Yep.
And just to be thrown out there. But let's just remember, like, allegedly, I may know somebody that got fired over some shenanigans, right?
Right.
Yeah. Like, and that didn't strike a person.
Yeah.
That didn't hurt a human being.
Exactly.
I just want to say that.
That's true.
You know what I mean? So listen, like that's the shit. That's the thing I'm talking about. Now, I'm gonna say one more thing just to say it because out there, and I consider myself a man of color.
I don't know. What
You're
that
a
You
little
have a
tan.
beautiful tan.
I got a tan on.
is. You do. It's very
Listen,
sexy.
Patricia, you walked in at a good moment because we're talking about people of color
Okay.
right now.
I identify as white man.
Yeah, you know, and I'm
I
glad you walked
identify as
in because I had
badass.
this whole thing prepped for you.
Okay.
So, Patricia, if you're filling out an application, let's say you're applying to be a fireman.
Okay.
Now, when you get to the thing of race,
Uh-huh.
you're seeing these columns now, right?
Asian. He says
So,
Asian.
so it talks about would you put yourself as white Hispanic or black Hispanic?
White Hispanic.
Oh man, this is good.
Yeah.
Oh, completely wrong. I lost $50 to myself. But go ahead. I want to hear
well, no,
this.
Well, no, because all right. So a lot of people know, like, I fucked up a few years ago. Back in 2008, I was arrested. I went through the system and everything. And when you get categorized, it's either black, white, and then everything else. But they don't put Hispanic or Latino as a race.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it was either I'm black or I'm white or I'm Asian. Well, I'm not that dark and I'm not that small, so I took as white.
Now, let me ask you this because this is the greatest thing. So I've asked like 5 people,
Okay.
and like, you know,
I'm a grower, not a shower.
I,
Why are
you
you
know,
looking at me?
I grew up.
Why are you looking at me like that?
I grew up in West Orange County. I'm a Pine Hills guy, you know, Piedmont Ivy Lane.
Did anybody else notice that guy has his girlfriend short on?
No,
Yeah.
like I need
I did.
people to raise their hands with shit like that. like,
Right.
I
Yeah.
have such a problem with shit that I miss that are good shit.
It's
Trish goes-
my back is to it. Like,
Trish
I don't
goes,
see
did you notice
anything.
this? You know, like yesterday, like there was a hot chick in a driveway when we landed on the street, and the pilot goes, "Did you see the hot chick on the driveway?" But it was Darcy yesterday, and I go,
I did not.
"No, I didn't." Did you
You're
raise-
supposed to say it.
Did
then.
you blink lights? Did you turn sirens on? Some? Because then I'll look, motherfucker. I'm doing a job at a moment in time. Anyways, that being said, like I've asked a few people this shit yesterday, and let me tell you, one dude was like the Wesley Snipes of Hispanic people.
So he was Dominican.
Yes, like myself.
Now, I will say my dad's pretty dark, but
Yeah.
he's Puerto Rican. But
This
he's
is the
pretty
best
dark.
part. I asked this dude, I go, dude, so what do you think? Are you white Hispanic or black Hispanic? Oh, I'm white Hispanic. That's how good being white is. Ain't that some shit? Like, that's how good it is. Like, even when you're that dark, you're gonna go on white Hispanic.
Yeah, I'm white Hispanic. Definitely.
Jimmy, what are you? What do you think you are? White
Oh, he's
Hispanic.
totally. Look at his eye color.
I'm like the
He's
most
beautiful. He's so
I'm the most
beautiful.
Mexican-looking person in my family.
Oh yeah. This is-
Really?
Oh yeah.
I
You're
would
the
not.
least Mexican looking person
Yeah,
I've ever seen.
exactly.
Yeah.
We're the anomalies.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
He's
Like.
a dark one. He's a dark,
Uh,
tall one. I'm the short.
Yeah, like I would not pick either one of you to edge
Short
anything
white
in
woman
my
with
house.
I would have never guessed Jimmy was Hispanic.
No.
Yeah.
I really thought you were talking about Jason earlier. You
Yeah.
were talking about him.
Listen, I wouldn't have you guys edge a thing in my house. So, but you know what I'm saying though, like what I was getting at though, like what I'm getting at is that the situation that just happened allegedly, which is not allegedly, it's all over the news.
It doesn't say it's not.
It
alleged.
happened. Like, had it been a white dude that hit an Asian woman, I think the news would be different.
It probably wouldn't be in the news.
No, it would be totally in the news, and it would be completely different. Like, it would be a thing, and it's like this person, like this happened weeks ago, and you just hearing about it now. Weeks ago, and you just hearing about it now. Like I said, there is a double standard, and that's where I will leave it at.
Yeah.
Like I would leave it at. And again, I could talk about this
Everybody's
all day
gonna
long.
have their own opinions.
I could talk about this all day long because I don't care.
There's double standards for
Because like
everything.
you
Oh,
know,
for sure.
yeah, absolutely. There's a double standard, and like that's the problem with things. We need to get rid of that shit. Everything needs to be the same. The same. It should be rated the same. You're a trusted person, the same. You know, one of the things that people forget about in the state statute for a fireman, right? You're held at the most absolute highest standard in the state of Florida. Up there with like surgeons and doctors, because people call you at the worst time of their lives and they have to trust you that you're going to do the right thing when nobody's looking.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to do the right thing when nobody's
we have
fucking
a video.
looking.
Oh, here it is.
Oh.
Here's the video of the incident.
Oh, sorry.
You're gonna have to.
I don't know there was a video of it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Here it is. You got this. You're gonna have to skip forward.
Yo, that's fucked up.
I can't believe he did that. Oh, there it is. There it is.
Oh, she bit him.
Oh
bit
yeah.
Oh,
Oh, she didn't get her teeth on there though.
That wasn't the incident we're talking about, though, right?
No.
It's not the.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
No.
It's a choke grab.
listen, don't bite.
Biting is just playing.
Sometimes you gotta neutralize the situation.
So I told you that I told you that I had a story for this, right?
Yeah.
So I said there's no justification for it. So not to be a hypocrite about it, but let's do the shot right before we do this.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
There we go.
This is delicious. This one I would like to call to my favorite non-Mexican Jimmy.
Cheers.
Which, by the way, I went to California, where Jimmy Mexico comes from, and nobody looked like him.
How come you don't have to do it?
Yeah, she should
It's
not.
moderation.
Yeah, we've had a whole talk about this.
Can I be in moderation?
Those are delicious.
Yeah, you can.
Hey, so
Here, you get an extra one.
check this out. I was on a call, and this lady was out of her mind. Okay, get her to the hospital, and we're taking the restraints off of her to get her on the bed that she's going on. And she clamped down in my hand.
Yeah, I remember that.
Clamped down in my hand like you wouldn't believe.
Now, see that I could see that being a reaction,
Bro,
Just
let
a
me tell
reaction.
you, it hurt so bad. And you remember this, Jimmy? Yeah, that just happened. So, like, I'm trying to pull my hand away, and the more I would pull my hand away, the more she clamped down on it. And she had me down into the thing, like right here in the fatty area. Now, everybody that's in the room is looking at this person bite me. Nobody's
bite.
helping.
Dirtiest bite, right?
I'm pulling, and luckily it's through the glove. Like now she's through the glove, in which I felt her teeth go through the glove. I simply took my hand and, like, the palm of my hand, just jammed it against her face to pull my hand out. Like if my hand was stuck on something, that's what I did. I pulled,
Right.
And man, all of a sudden, the most liberal human being all of a sudden,
Justin
Mr. Right thing happened, showed up. You just hit that woman in the face. I said, the fuck I did. Did you not see my hand in her fucking mouth that I'm trying to pull away? You know what I mean? It's that was the full disclosure. That was the situation. That's what happened.
Right.
But you didn't punch her.
No, but did I fucking hit? Did I fucking
Quickly? You got your hand there quickly.
I got my hand there fast.
Yeah.
And I used it as a counterbalance and got my fucking shit out of there.
That, you know what? That is a completely, to me anyway, completely different story than just hitting a woman just to hit them.
because you're fighting with your wife or your girlfriend.
right.
That's
Like somebody
different.
bites you like that, like that's just
Yeah.
it's a reaction for anyone to just get them off of you.
So listen, like the video, and I knew the video would come up, so it's funny as shit. You guys are so predictable. So like, I think that like that would be a good one, like to have like Cop Rob here to like talk about.
I wish he was here more
because
Damn
because the reality is that you got to kind of talk about there's a lot of different like angles to approach that. There's professionalism, there's the expectation of what your job is, and if you ask me that the reaction of the dude, this is just Carlos's opinion again, like the reaction of the dude is like the reaction a normal person would have if they were getting bit.
Right.
But it's not the expectation I would have for a police
Here's
officer.
the thing. Like, you have to be able to set limits, right? Like, you can't just let people treat you whatever way that they want to treat you.
You are
just
held at a
because
higher standard when you're a police officer.
I
babe. I'm
understand that,
sorry.
but you don't have to be assaulted.
No, you don't, and you have to be
So-
safe. And like, I get it. Like, I understand the argument, but the thing is that you are in a position where you should expect that somebody's gonna bite your goddamn hand.
Right. Yes, that is true.
That is, you're in that position.
So, and I guarantee you, Rob would agree that law enforcement has specific training for that. I think he let his guard
Doesn't
down.
Jamie look amazing today?
She is amazing.
She does. We love her.
Yeah, it's just
She's just
awesome.
sweat.
I know. It's
Just
awesome.
sweat.
Listen,
So law enforcement has that training. You know, they know. And I think he let his guard down for a second. There was a lot of stuff going on. She got to him, and then it was just a reaction. Like, that was his reaction.
I would like to table the conversation.
Okay.
Like, I would like to take a vote to table the conversation until Rob is here.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
I would like
Yeah.
that person to be charged with a felony.
Yeah. Who
Which
should
one?
be charged with felony?
The person that bit him.
Oh man, Patricia, what you got?
Does the action, could the state meet the burden of the charge itself?
Oh
Now
shit,
I'm going
man.
legal.
Then mine brought out some shit.
Well, I mean, officer.
Here's the thing: people
battery
should
of
be
a
held
police
accountable
officer,
for
right?
their. People should be held accountable for their actions.
100%.
And I don't care why you did it, really, because you shouldn't treat people that way. And you should have accountability for that.
Now, see, this is the point I didn't want to get to, because this is the thing that I want to say. Me, did that guy's reaction, the maneuver that he used, is that taught in his police academy class?
No,
Not at all.
Not at all. And that's where we get into the problem, right, Patricia? And that's what we're talking about right here. Like, the reality is that maneuver ain't taught in fucking school. Is there a maneuver to counteract what that person did? I would say yes.
Absolutely.
And
a
again,
sleeper hold, grab
that's
the neck.
my thing. Now, listen, I ain't gonna go riot. I'm not gonna do this shit. I think the bitch should have got her ass kicked because she bit a cop. That's me, Carlos, the non-cop. I'm not a cop. This is why we should have a cop in this
And this
conversation.
is
I mean, here's the thing: if she does it to a cop, she's probably going to do it to anybody else.
Well, I get it, baby,
She
but you
probably
know,
has.
like, listen, like, I'm not a dude that's
I
ever been
don't-
bit by a crack whore other than on a call.
I don't like it when patients try to bite me. It pisses me off.
It pisses me
I don't
off.
like it.
That's the thing.
I don't like it
But
when
you
they
like
try
it
to
when
spit
I
at
bite
me.
you.
Well, that's different.
It's gentle. It's so gentle.
I mean, you guys are in a field where that can happen. Now,
Yeah,
I'm in a field
it is
where
bullshit.
it's actually happened to me as well.
Look at that.
Me
Ow.
too.
Jimmy, did you see that?
As a,
Yes,
as a
I did.
performer
Hey,
at Halloween Horror
Let me
Nights,
tell you this. Hold on. Like, that came in the door, and she locked eyes.
Yeah, she's
locked at
With
Allegedly.
with those blue eyes.
With who?
Allegedly with Jimmy. Like, maybe.
Really?
Rub
Allegedly.
your head.
Eyes were locked. Like you ever seen like the National Geographics when like a cheetah just catches something it wants to
watches
eat?
the
Just saw,
the Mexican.
just
I
saw.
thought it was me. I'm
Speaking
sorry.
of biting,
I don't know whose eyes were locked, but the eyes were locked over there, and that person went, "That's delicious." That's what the eyes said to me. You know what I'm saying? That's what the eyes said to me. I immediately looked at Jimmy, and I go, "Oh,
I was still looking at her.
oh yeah. I was saying, but it's just delicious." Like,
Like 100%. Officers are held at a higher standard.
oh, he went
Okay.
back. Okay.
Did the actions that the officer take in response to this woman's actions were excessive? 100%. I agree with that 100%.
Excessive?
Excessive force.
Well,
and
He
you
did
know,
punch her in the
again,
throat.
we need to
you
table
need
it
to
for.
table it
Yeah.
when you have
Yes.
a professional
Stop,
here.
Yes.
because that's the whole thing.
Cop Rob,
However,
where are you?
since you guys are so predictable, it took me to the one point that I did call Jason on today, and I said, "Hey, let's talk about reactions of things when people don't prepare for the moment, right? You don't prepare for the moment. Let's just say, and again, allegedly, let's just say that you had a pandemic last year.
Oh,
The shit may or may not happen.
Let's call it COVID-18.
Well, let's just say that it rhymes. Let's just say that it rhymes with obit, right? So now let's just say that you fucking lucked out.
Yep.
Shit wasn't so bad.
Yep.
Right. Shit
It was
wasn't so bad.
nice because
It wasn't that bad.
A lot of
Things
people
were
didn't.
closed.
A lot of people didn't.
People did die, but
Things were
it wasn't as bad.
A lot of
Yeah.
people.
For
Yeah.
yourself.
So shit happened.
Real quick, one of the funniest memes that I've seen lately. Now, not everyone's gonna
I
agree.
think it's funny.
It is the bat signal with who do you think?
Oh, the most handsome
Donald
doctor in the whole entire world.
Donald
Donald
Trump.
Our handsome doctor does have a bad signal.
He has bat signal. No,
Which, by the way,
this is for
I
the
think it's
country.
trademarked.
and he answers that.
Yeah,
He sure does.
it's trademarked.
All right, I'm
Patricia
sorry,
broke
go
out a
ahead.
black microphone. Black giant.
Big.
It does not. It does
phone.
not.
It's so big.
It's
Take
so
another hole.
offensively big, and it's in another hole.
Nope.
No,
It's hold.
no.
I'm pretty sure you have to play with that for a little bit.
Can you throw that
Needs a
away?
little
Whatever
more
that is. Throw it away. Doesn't work.
Throw it on out.
Our
Right.
viewers think you're beautiful, by the way.
That was a big fuck you if I've ever seen
I don't
one.
think
Yeah.
she
I
probably
was-
didn't even know that he
She
was
didn't even hear
talking to
us.
her.
Yeah, I don't
She
know.
wobbled in here, kind of. You know, she was a little,
Wobbled.
By the
little,
way,
like, not
I can close it.
stagger.
I'm
you
gonna
know.
need the guy to come back in with his girlfriend shorts on. So
Yes,
everybody
I
can
know.
see this.
We're gonna have to go see that later.
Yeah.
Anyway,
By the way, I just want to say for the record, I could close that if I wanted to. Just saying.
Me too.
You know, I'm sure you could too, baby.
yeah.
Jimmy 3.
I mean, I'll watch you. I'll watch you in the corner.
Yeah. Just a guy eating a bologna sandwich here. Don't mind me. I'm just eating a bologna sandwich.
He takes great pictures.
You know,
I do.
listen,
Oh.
I do.
I do.
take
All right.
I do want to get to a point before we get to while Patricia's working his thing out. Like
What
over
are
there.
you working out, Patricia?
He's
Trying
working
to
his
get
big
a
black,
mic.
his
Just
big
wants
black
to talk.
thing out.
He just
His
wants
big black thing that identifies as a white Mexican.
Poor guy just wants to say something.
he's got something to say.
Hey, the two of you that are watching us now live, we really appreciate you.
Yeah.
So, if you want to comment, go ahead and do that.
Hi.
Hello.
Welcome.
Right, I want to know who the two are.
What?
Please comment.
We're doing a podcast.
Third.
Back to
Podcasting.
3.
Yeah, we just got
Where's
a
the
third.
comment?
Just a live podcast.
Yeah.
That's all. we do.
Hey, so
Swipe
Jimmy's
left.
here.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yes.
Jimmy.
I'm here.
Hey
Jimmy.
Jimmy, you know we talk a lot about you in class.
Oh,
You know,
thank Thank you.
and,
You're a very good swimmer.
Yes,
Thank you.
he
That's all I got.
he is like. Let me tell you, for a tiny human being, he outstrokes in a lot of
Andy.
different
I bet
ways.
he does.
In a lot of different ways.
I've only seen it one way. I've
Some
only
of
seen
our-
it one way.
Some of our tallest swimmers that we have
That are very
are-
handsome.
They're handsome as hell.
Yeah.
And one's like, one was a handsome child, which is,
It's
Dakota
hard
was
to beat.
Well, I don't
Dakota
know.
was a handsome child, but
Oh.
he's not a handsome adult. And but Jimmy still outstrokes the fuck out of him.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
So, but we talk a lot about you and
After COVID,
Justin.
he still outstrips
Yeah.
him after COVID.
Yeah,
Yeah,
allegedly,
I
baby,
did.
because you're supposed to be there.
Allegedly.
So, way to throw the man's business
I've
out
never
there.
seen. I've never
Right.
actually
Still do
seen
it.
it. I can just
Yeah.
imagine.
Yeah, 3 minutes. So,
3 whole minutes
Man,
for Justin.
3
Whole minutes.
whole.
but
3 seconds.
we talk a lot about
Half a second.
Justin and your situation when you guys were there. We wanted to try to have
Touching
Jimmy
faces.
during the anniversary of Pulse, and we
Yeah.
talk a lot about you guys' situation, and it's one of those things when you hear Josh tell the story. Like Josh does try to make a good effort in his situation when he tells the story of. Josh, a lot of times when we would come back, Josh was the only one that got out of the truck, and I just stayed in the back as he brought people over. But you guys were the people classifying people as your triage, whatever you want to call it there, right? Like who's more red, who was more, who could go, who didn't need to go type thing. And you know, those, and I don't know, man, if you want to talk about it now,
No,
but
yeah.
like that right there to me, it's such a hard situation where you're sitting there trying to make a choice of who's going to get to go right now.
Oh yeah, you're deciding is like who's going or who's not. Who's going
Yes.
first and who's going last.
Man, yo,
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Now-
It's
now pick
hilarious.
the worst moment to laugh, Trish,
Jesus
this is-
Christ.
because you got to blame the ringleader in the situation,
Yeah.
which is Trish.
2 minutes.
You are
I'm
not.
trying
See-
to
you
off-
are
turn
not
off
seeing.
their
You are
mics.
not seeing what I'm seeing.
Oh, I know. I was trying not to look because we're talking about a serious
I
situation.
couldn't help it.
Yeah,
Right in front of my face.
yeah. I'm sorry.
But
I'm
no,
gonna put
it was
something in your
yeah.
face
It's definitely
later.
a different situation when you're that person deciding in that that moment of who's going to be first. If you're going to be in front of this guy or that guy, and you don't know who's who. So
No,
you're,
yeah.
you're
It's gotta be
honestly
hard.
going on of what you see.
You know, man, like one of the crazy the things that and I wish he was here to talk about it, but one of the things that messes him up the most, and it was like and I remember this verbatim, and it was like
I remember. Too.
when you bring you put we had put everybody we could put in the back of that moment in time, and then like I remember watching Justin going like, we don't have anything in this box. Like Justin was screaming at the box, like the box was going to change, and he's like, we don't have anything else. And then like he was there was a guy like, man, I need to go, and John's like, hey, I'm gonna be right back. And the only reason I remember this is because he pointed towards Jimmy and like not Justin, and he pointed to Jimmy, and he goes, listen, this is Jimmy. He's got you. And then I remember coming back. You remember this? And like
Oh, yeah,
Josh goes
absolutely.
like, hey man, where's that dude at?
So,
And the dude was gone. Yeah,
Yeah.
like he was
that's
dead.
why I remember that guy because then I was like I turned to another guy, Glenn, there, and I was like, Glenn, I'm like, you need to make the call on this because he's a medic. I'm like, I'm not. So I'm like, I can't make this call. You got to do that. And he made the call, and he got drugged to the back of the pack.
And man, like there's a lot of faces that you can look at and remember that night. There was the craziest thing at Aoki. Like Josh always brings Aoki up during the thing, and maybe it's just the only Asian dude we knew. That like
It's
so.
memorable.
Yeah, he's like a memorable face.
Right.
I call him every December 7th. I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Pearl Harbor.
It's Pearl Harbor Day. Yeah. He's the only Japanese friend I have. So I call him every day and every year and say thank you. Jap bastard. So just kidding. Yeah. So but like Aoki's face was crazy. Like they had no expression on it.
No, yeah, a lot of us are like that, just
Yeah.
very blank, and like it came in waves, and it was just like in between, it was just like very like numb and blank. Like you don't remember those phases. And it's like, oh shit, like I look back and I remember snapping some pictures, and I look back at people's faces, and they were just like that 1,000-yard
It's not
stare,
right there, right here in the front of you, the big
That
black
1,000
thing. Yeah.
1,000-yard stare. So
There you go.
yeah.
Now we can hear you.
There's a person we talk about in when we do the talking is this girl named Sarah. She was like prior to like Pulse happening, I've never heard the girl say like 2 words. You remember Sarah? Before? I think
No.
she came there.
I was not there.
So like I've never heard this girl like say 2 words. And then that night she was like on 2 phones talking the whole time. And then she was like telling people like, hey, right there, put that person right there. And then the pickup truck was always in front of us. So like the pickup truck would bring in the people. They would bring and some other people just had no pulse, like they were dead, and they were putting them into where the shower area is over there. And they were like, this Eric.
I love Eric.
Yeah, Eric, I remember him going like at another tech going, did you check a pulse? And fuck man, this is the craziest fucking thing. Like this is just one of these crazy thoughts that you just have. Like Eric, I remember the dude going, I checked it, and he goes, that dude has no pulse. This is how you check a pulse. Like I remember I showed you how to do this, and he was like showing that guy to check a pulse, and I just like just the random thoughts of the night. But like this was the dude that I remember that guy because like I don't really remember a lot of faces and shit from that night, but like that dude, I remember that guy that they're checking the pulse on. And if it was me and you were asking me to check a pulse on that guy, I would have felt one because that guy didn't look dead, but he was dead.
Yeah.
and he didn't look that like to me. He would have been a dude. He looked like a 12-year-old kid.
Hmm.
He looked like a 12-year-old kid, and I was like, man, like this dude ain't dead. It's a non-COVID cough. Um, and he just didn't look dead. And like I saw what that guy was looking at.
Yeah.
But like the looks that like you had, the looks that Eric had there in the on that moment, and Sarah they had, and like they were in the mode of doing the greatest good for the greatest number of patients.
Yeah, we were trying.
They were trying to do the greatest good for what you had, the thing, you know.
Yeah, what we had, and like I remember, like we were so overwhelmed at that point, and you know, they're like, oh, they're bringing the MCI trailer. Cool. They come out with the MCI trailer with a bunch of backboards and trauma dressing. That's all we needed. We needed tourniquets. We needed a quick clot, and that's all we had. We had trauma dressing and backboards, and that's pretty much all we got to work with that night.
Yeah. And you know, it's one of the greatest things. Like people always, everywhere we would go, people would say like, and again, this is one of those things I'm not looking for an answer from you because you can't. People would ask us that. So what's changed since then? Nothing. Not a thing. And those are the things that I like to bring up every time. It's like, you know, what's the reason of having a horrible event happen? Which is why I'm asking you about this COVID thing, bringing you back to the point that we were asking you here. What is the point of having this horrible thing happen last year, and then you learn
It's
nothing
worse this year.
You learn nothing this year about it,
No.
right?
Nothing.
You're running out of ambulances.
You're running out
Allegedly,
of everything.
Jason
Allegedly, yeah.
is
So, you know, there's a local agency that has not been. Truthfully, the whole thing's, I feel like, started because there was a lack of motivation to put enough people on the street. You work somebody hard enough over and over and over, and they're only going to last so long.
Yeah.
Mentally, physically, they're only going to last so long.
Yep.
So a lot of these people made the choice to go somewhere else,
Yeah, absolutely.
most likely making
more money.
Yeah.
to go somewhere else and not be beat on 24, 48, 72 hours a day, knowing, okay, I'm going to work today. I'm scheduled to work one day, but guess what? I know I'm working too, because I'm going to be mandatory to work. You know, so after that many people leave, you're not going to have.
I am so happy you said this because see, Patricio is not he doesn't know what you're talking about. Patricio, let me explain this to you. Imagine going to work at your job.
Okay.
All right, and you have expectations that you don't leave your job that day.
Okay.
And imagining your boss telling you can't leave for a whole nother 12 hours. Because the person that was supposed to come in called in sick. So now it's your fault that person's sick. So you get to stay here.
That sucks.
Yeah.
And you don't know until
Until
4:55 when you got all your shit packed up, you're ready to go home. You're like, all right, I got all these plans. I have all this stuff. I've got all this stuff going on today. It could be a Friday,
birthday
Saturday.
parties.
Yeah, I got stuff going on tomorrow. Yeah, no problem.
I usually plan my day out like 2-3 days in advance.
oh man,
No,
don't
you're
be a
not-
fireman now.
Nope, you're not going home.
Hey,
Right,
Patricio, this is shit I'm talking about. So now imagine this: like you just got your ass kicked for 12 hours. And you know, allegedly, maybe me and Trish worked yesterday, and then we went into the office today to work, and then maybe allegedly somebody that's maybe not a nice human being said something about like,
We look
you
tired.
guys look tired. That's it. Yeah, we're fucking exhausted. And like, 'cause we got our asses kicked in. But imagine you just got your ass kicked in, and then you get told you can't go home to get your ass kicked again.
For another 24 hours.
No, it sucks. Like I've been in, I've worked places where they've asked me to pull, another shift, or at one point I pulled a triple shift when I went to the airport. Right on, coming in Christmas Day, Christmas Eve, leaving, working on Christmas Day, and then leaving the day after.
That's horrible.
Because 3 people were unable to come in.
Fuck that.
And the thing is, like, I'm a family man, but at the same time, there are other people out there that have more family than I am, and I get it. But yeah, no, it's insane what you guys have to go through. Especially,
man.
Especially in this day and age right now with COVID. We thought it was bad last year, and
Yeah.
and sometimes the sequel sucks.
Oh yeah,
I think the sequel is worse.
The sequel is Empire Strikes
Yeah,
Back. It's
way to bring it back, man, because that's the whole thing that you're talking about. Like, and like people think what you may. Listen, Carlos is not a conspiracy person. I don't believe it. I don't believe in a lot of them. I do think some things were fixed there. I do believe Roberto Duran when he said no mas. He was about to shit his pants. Like, have you seen that before? The Roberto Duran. Anybody know what I'm talking about? A bunch of millennials here in the room. So he's only a great boxer. Yeah. Take a picture, man. So hey, go bring your phone back and take a picture. We'll get you on there. So Roberto Duran was this badass boxer, and he's fighting Sugar Ray Leonard.
Okay.
So now Roberto Duran, like the first time he fought Sugar Ray Leonard, he kicked Sugar Ray Leonard's ass. And he shouldn't have kicked Sugar Ray Leonard's ass. So he kicks Sugar Ray Leonard's ass. Long story short, then now he's a world champion, and you're from Panama. What do? You start drinking, you go party.
Yeah.
You get fat. And then Roberto Duran had to drop some weight to fight Sugar Ray Leonard in the rematch, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he fucking had to drop weight at the last minute. And then when he gets to the last minute, like he weighs in, he's the right weight, then he goes and eats a steak right before the fight, drinks coffee and all this shit. And I can't hear you. Yeah. What's that?
Listening to the podcast.
As the rotor turns.
Ask
As the rotor turns, like the rotor from a helicopter.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
That's all. You should post it somewhere so we can go ahead. And,
Yeah, we're live right now.
We gotta get the banner ready.
Yeah.
There's gotta be a
Yeah.
banner
Yeah.
ready.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Or if I can just plug into
right
that.
behind you, use that TV and plug the USB.
You know what? You're right.
We need that guy. We need that guy.
That guy's full of suggestions. You know who that guy is? He's my Timmy. You remember Tim?
Oh yeah,
Tim full of suggestions. He would never do any of them.
love you, Timmy.
I love you, Timmy. He's crippled at home right now. So, anyways, man, Roberto Duran, like he's fighting Sugar Ray. He's keeping up. But then, like, he gets to a round where he's just like, he goes, no mas, and he walks away. And everybody thought he was like a coward and shit. By the way, the motherfucker won like 5 other championships after that.
Right.
But when you hear Roberto Duran's story, he basically says, I was going to shit my pants. And I'm not going to shit my pants on TV.
No.
So he quit right before he shit his pants. Anyways, I don't even know how we got into Roberto Duran. What the fuck were we talking about before?
We were talking about not having people to work on ambulances.
Checks. Yes.
Yeah.
So at some point, you say, no mas. I
No
don't
mas.
want any more of this shit.
No mas. Yeah.
I don't want
And
any
then they-
more of this. I can't.
Nope.
It's done. And like, how much stuff can you miss?
Yeah.
And and I'm going to tell you this. Like, I got to tell you this, and then everybody else chime in when we say this. Like, I did a lot for the fire department while I was there. I fucking sacrificed times away from my kid to be on a helicopter. I sacrificed so much. I worked both jobs for 20 some years. And then like the last year, and I've told this on my podcast, I can't even say this, but I'm probably gonna cry here when I say it. Like my son, this last year, I got to see him in like almost 2 years, bro. I got to see him for like 6 hours, right, babe? Like about 6 hours or so.
Yeah.
And like, who knows when the next time I'm gonna get to see him.
Right.
And all those fucking times that I said, you know what, this is overtime. This is the best. I got to do this. This is for the family.
Yep. You got to provide.
I would fucking be homeless. And I would do the worst thing in my life, which is I always say my worst day is sucking the dick at a bus
That's
station.
right. That's right.
I would suck 10 dicks to change that missing of time with that kid.
Yeah.
Because fuck, if I could take that back, I wish I could. Because you can't get that fucking shit back.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying?
I do.
Now take that and put into account the fact that you're in a dangerous situation of this infection that you don't know, this virus, you don't know if you're the dude that's gonna kill.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But I will go around this table and I'm gonna ask you one thing, and I just want just a yes or no. Do you have a vaccine for the mumps?
Yeah.
Do you have a mumps vaccine?
No.
You never had the mumps vaccine?
MMR.
MMR?
Well, if it was like one of those vaccinations.
It's a kid
From a
vaccine.
kid?
Yeah, then I got
Yeah, you got your kid's vaccine.
Yeah, but after that, like I never got a flu shot. Only the last vaccine was COVID.
You got your MMR,
yeah,
right? You got an MMR, baby. You got an MMR.
Yeah.
And Trish was raised by hippies.
I've had the chickenpox vaccine 3 times,
Yeah.
like
Wow.
all of
But
them.
so
Like
so,
the
I
3
never
shots.
had that 'cause I had the chickenpox.
I did
So-
not have the chickenpox,
so-
and I've had the vaccine, all of them, 3
I
separate
bring that
times.
vaccine up for one particular reason, right? Mumps are pretty much eradicated, right? Because that exists.
Yeah.
You with me so far?
Until it's not.
Oh yeah,
You with me though? Here's the shit.
I'm with you.
This is gonna fuck some people up. It is the base vaccine for the COVID shot. it's a RNA vaccine.
Yeah.
So this is the thing I'm saying is like you can think whatever you want to think about it, the shit, but you can't. Numbers don't lie, right? So most of the people dying right now are what?
you know
Not
how many people I
vaccinated.
saw in the ER that was vaccinated yesterday
How
with
many?
COVID?
How many?
1.
One. How many without?
I don't know.
How
Can't
many?
count.
How many needed to be in the ER that were vaccinated?
Oh, don't get on that yet.
Okay.
Yeah, don't get on that yet.
I'm sorry.
That's
I'm
the
sorry.
thing I'm trying to get. So Patricio,
Yes, sir.
1.
are you a believer? Are you the believer on the vaccine?
Look who it is.
Who is it? Holy shit, man! Listen, this is the other Carlos. This is a bad Carlos. Carlos, get a seat. Go over here.
Carlos actually also has a opinion on the COVID vaccine
Carlos, what's your opinion on the COVID vaccine? 'Cause
and how much he loves to work ICU now.
Oh.
he's got this.
Welcome, Carlos. It's good to see you.
Talk to the microphone.
It's good seeing everyone. But I am an ICU nurse.
Well, you were.
Hey,
I
you know,
was until I had a mental breakdown. I was in Texas for about a good amount of time, around 8 weeks, with one of the travel agencies out there. Great. I have to say that Central Florida, believe it or not, has great hospital systems compared to the places I was at.
Yeah.
well, you know, like, so as the rescue company, we work a lot in like Brownsville,
Yeah.
McAllen area, and stuff like that. Is that where you allegedly
I was actually around that area, and
Yeah.
I told everyone, I was like, "Wow, you guys
the
have
Valley
a lot
of
equipment
Texas?
that,
You don't know what to do with?
like, yeah, pretty much, like everything is all mismatched and whatnot."
Valley of
Now-
Texas, man.
Yeah,
Let me tell you something. Like, and it's I strictly speak to the Mexicans in the room over there.
So,
Can you imagine? Like, can you imagine if you didn't have these essential? They're fucking essential workers. Have you had a fruit in the last day or two?
Yes.
You eating a piece of fruit?
Mhm.
Was probably picked by one of these
I
guys.
actually have a bunch that are rotten in the fridge.
Yeah. See over there, already looking. Don't worry about that birthday, buddy. Allegedly. So listen, it was probably picked. It was probably picked by one of the people you were treating there,
absolutely.
and they're the most. They call it a poor payer mix people. Now we've done contracts there where we actually go there and we teach for virtually fucking nothing, where we actually almost lose money every time we're there. By the way, it's 1,600 miles one way and back, and we've driven that 3 fucking times. And you know why we've
Is that
driven
all?
that? You know why we've driven that? Because there's a group of fucking American Mexican workers there that are paramedics. They have to take 2 hours to fucking take people to the right hospital from where they're at. And because no helicopter will work there because there's a poor payer mix. That's the fucking problem. And that's where people are dying of COVID
So
because there's no. So Carlos, get
Go
to
ahead.
this. Sorry.
So needless to say, yes. So that demographic is obviously all Hispanic. And it was funny because I blended right in.
Yeah.
Of course you
But
did.
when I would talk, they'd be like, "Hey,
What?
look like us,
What did you
but
say?
You're not
you
from
don't
here.
sound like us. What's going on?"
Yeah, especially with a Patriots hat.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't really know what's
Yes,
going
I am
on
a
there.
fan of
Yeah,
Patriots.
yeah.
Big fan of Tom Brady.
Yeah,
He
not a
doesn't
Patriot,
play
by the
there
way.
anymore.
Yeah, check. Yeah.
Now he's in Tampa. So I was
Bandwagon.
really happy that they did win last year. I was like, yeah, good job, Tom. But other than that, no. I did have a lot of, like you're saying, the demographic was poor, and we had to do what's best for them, And hats off to all the nurses that were staff there that were kind of helping out, but you can tell they were just
Tired,
broken, basically everything. And you were there, and you felt bad, and then next thing you know, all electricity goes away in Texas because that's around the time that cold front, whatever happened, all the snow. Well, I was in a hotel for a whole entire week without any electricity.
What?
It was like 30 degrees or less. I would actually sleep in all my gear and actually go to the hospitals and take showers there.
Oh,
So,
wow.
yeah, it sucked. So everyone was just like, yeah, at least you're getting paid well. I'm like, but this sucks, guys.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So what made you decide to not do ICU anymore?
So I was actually took a nice little break from Texas for a month, and I realized how numb you get working in those places. You kind of tend to compartmentalize different things, and you realize that outside of the hospital, you start appreciating your loved ones. I'm just going all over the place, but the last patient I had over there, I thought I did my job by having the family convince the nurse supervisor to have the family come in and take a look at their family member, which was, they were all protected and whatnot. And that was just kind of jumping through hoops. But I was like, dude, it's my last day here. I'm going to do something really nice. Yes. But I just basically, the family, obviously, with all the emotions that are going on, they just basically shit on me. They're just like, you said that they were doing good. I was like, I did not say that. This is the second time I'm treating this patient because I'm all over the place. And I just want you guys to see what we do, what we're doing, what the proning process is. And they believe in miracles down there. It's a big,
Yeah.
Catholic,
Yeah.
all those people. So for them, they're like, is he going to get better? I'm like, listen, if we do any CPR right now, all we're doing is crushing this poor guy because look at him. We're feeding him, but at the same time, he's super skinny. He's skin and bones.
Wasting away.
And believe it or not, it's just the pumps with all these medications are the things that are actually helping him. But he's, in my opinion, they're not there.
It's
So
not working.
I was hoping to get that DNR from him. I just want you guys to see what's going on because a lot of people back then, I think now you can actually have visitors. I think one is the policy here in Central Florida.
Yeah.
Not
It
anymore.
was. I don't know
anymore.
if it's still.
It changed.
Oh yeah.
It changed back. Okay,
Yeah.
so over
Yeah.
there, it was everyone hated me for trying to have that family come in, and it's not like they were inside of the room, but they were able to see what was going on.
Yeah.
We even showed them how we wrap them up like little burritos, prone them, and whatnot. And
I take offense to that comment.
and what was really interesting was that me as a healthcare provider, I'm really busy right now, and I just kind of I know she's mad at me. Let me just deal with my other patient and come in. But by the end of it, she thanked me first of all because I realized it's a wife who lost their loved one
Yeah.
and 11 and a 12-year-old daughter who are not going to see their father.
Yeah.
And I remember pulling one of the girls aside and told her, listen, I'm a father, and you were one of the best things that ever happened to you and your sister. I just want you guys to know that. And I remember she just started crying. Then I got kind of teary-eyed. I'm like, tough it up, Carlos. But I told her, I'm like, he's not gonna make it. He has a poor prognosis. I just really want that DNR because what's gonna happen is at night we're very understaffed.
Oh yeah.
And we're gonna basically, they're not gonna be able to contact a lot of people. We're gonna continue working this guy over and over again.
Oh yeah.
And it's not gonna be really. It's not
No,
gonna be a
it's
nice
not
thing.
gonna be pretty.
And she finally said, "All right, I'm gonna sign the DNR." But it was just at first just that mentality of me just not caring for so long and thinking, I did something nice. They got to see their dad, and thinking that was it for me. And I realized, no, I have to really do more. I have to kind of go in there and kind of teach them because they think their miracle's gonna happen. They
They
think Jesucristo is gonna come and
that's the biggest thing a lot of people sometimes forget about nursing is the fact that us as nurses,
You nurse the whole family.
you nurse, you understand that the person in that bed is not gonna make it. You go through a lot of school to understand the reasons why this person's never gonna walk away out of this thing. But at that moment in time, the holistic for you fucking millennials out there don't understand this, holistically means everybody, right? The whole picture. And there's a whole picture of people that you are now responsible to nurse.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
and on that, that's exactly what she told me. She's like, thank you, because you were the only one around here that paid attention to me and acknowledged me. And I told her, that's when I stopped. I'm like, no, you gotta understand. Everyone here is running around helping their families because we're really short staffed. So I'm focused on you because you're my family. This is my patient.
Today,
you're it. So don't think that they're being rude. No, they're just really busy right now.
A
lot of us haven't even had lunch, had water breaks or anything. Like, just letting you know, like, it's a bad situation.
Can I tell you, I have a family member in neuro ICU right now, and last week I called to check on him. The secretary told me that I should stop calling because they don't have the time to give me any updates.
Fuck them.
Yeah.
You know, man.
I'm sure you can imagine how that went over.
And
absolutely.
You know that the biggest thing with this stuff is that they're like, it is amazing. Now, I'll come up with some shenanigans come out of my mouth, but damn, some people are just like, I've never not put that patient in the family in the loop.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, man, is Carlos, I'm telling you, man, like, I remember Carlos, I taught Carlos like critical care class, man, way back. It's like, that's funny shit. He's like, how much of this am I supposed to know? All of it. Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, it definitely is. And on that note, also, I would kind of make it, I was like, listen, don't call around this time because that's when shift change is happening. You know what? Around 10 a.m., 10:30, that's a great time to get an update. At night, same thing. Don't call around 7 because you're not going to get an answer. And then maybe, because I was a night shift for so long, at midnight, it's also really good. 4 o'clock, something's happening.
Oh, yeah.
Twilight hour. You know, people start coding.
Yeah.
That's what I would kind of let them know.
I've always tried to call at the generally not as busy time.
Yeah. So I think it's bullshit.
I work it.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's bullshit that.
Well,
and she was a secretary.
Yeah.
She was a huck. We didn't have any hucks. Like, we were the hucks.
You know what's funny is though, but you were educating.
Yeah.
How much of nursing is just educating fucking people, you know, and making them do the right thing. Yeah. You know, it's like, hey, this is the best time to call and shit. You know, when I worked ICU in allegedly at the VA in the ICU, open heart, like which I call Filipino land. You know, midnight was egg roll time. Midnight, you got some fucking like somebody else. They had like this egg roll wars going on when I worked there, and like every single one of these Filipino ladies would make a different egg roll every night. And like midnight, you're sitting there having egg roll wars. Don't code at midnight there. Nobody's coming. And like, I'm telling you, man, these Filipino, like, I learned so much there. Like a lot of shit they teach you in school that you ain't supposed to do. Like milking, like milking a chest tube, and the lady will tell you.
I know a few CVICU nurses.
Oh man,
tell you how to
I
do
remember
that.
my first day there going. I was watching this the lady precept me. She goes, you do that. You milk it. You go like this, and then she's like just fucking yanking on this thing. I'm like, what? Don't. Man, you milk the fuck out of that shit.
Yeah.
That's why it's so good at massages.
Do it.
You know what I mean? My computer about to die.
Mine died.
Oh, check. So listen, for the greater good of the thing, Patricia's been trying to say something on this big black microphone. Oh no, you've been holding that like very phallic like.
No, I forgot.
Oh yeah.
I took a mental health day yesterday.
Good for you.
Yeah, I unplugged from social media. I smoked a shit ton of weed, watched Star Wars.
With your prescription.
Yes, that's prescription marijuana.
Yes, sir.
And I let go. And it felt great.
I bet it did.
And then I went back to work.
Back to reality.
Yeah, I had to go back to reality, but it was cool because I only slept for like maybe 4 hours this morning. Because, like I said, I'd smoked a lot of marijuana, medicinal marijuana.
Oh yeah,
and
I ate a medicinal mushroom in Amsterdam one time.
Those are the best.
Which we'll talk about on another podcast. Let me tell you, I watched a soccer game on a billboard.
I have seen cartoons in trees.
There was no billboard or soccer.
I understood Trump's policy.
Hey,
But I will say this: my mental health day did have a plus. I did win tickets to the Orlando City match yesterday on
oh,
Real
shit.
Radio, so that was a plus right there.
awesome, man.
Yeah.
You know, listen, as we begin to close, I want to say a couple things. Number one, the asshole sent me the thing. We went from like two extremes. We taught people how to treat ARDS and septic shock a little bit ago.
Fuck yeah.
We talked about giant black penises.
And how to treat the
I think
family.
we talk about giant black penises on every episode.
Yes, yeah. And Carlos came in. We talked about some holistic nursing care.
Absolutely.
So, you know, for the guy that always asks comments, go fuck yourself.
Go
You
fuck
know,
yourself.
you know what I mean? It's like, damn. You know, listen, man, we're not traditional. We're not your regular people. We're just, you know, we're us. Don't label me.
And you have the option to go
Not listen.
somewhere else.
Yeah, don't
Right.
label me, man. You know.
And once the crossover comes, I mean, you guys guest starred on It's All Fine and Dangy this week.
Yeah.
Man, they're cool people.
They
Do
are
you want
awesome.
to give us a little clip of what you guys talked about or a little preview?
Man, what did we not talk about was
I'm not
the
sure.
thing. Like,
Everything.
so you know, they're cool people. We got so much in common. We like been married the same amount of time. We've seen each other the same amount of time. But they were when we talked about a little bit of everything growing up, you know, growing up as
They're going
foster
to be
kid.
on our podcast in like 2 weeks, I think.
Awesome.
The 3rd or some whatever the first Thursday in
Second.
September.
September 2nd.
Second. That's what I
You
meant.
know, we gave a shout out to FK Your Diet.
Oh
So
yeah.
Foster Kid Your Diet. It's a restaurant here, right? You used to been there. Yeah, so like it's a restaurant here in Orlando, and you know, like a lot of people don't understand when you grow up as a foster kid, your first, like, you know, I went in and out of foster homes. Your first 2 days at a foster home is the best food you have, because that's third day, that's when the visit comes, and you know, you want to be happy, and then after that, shit goes back to being regular. You usually get new sneakers within the first 2 days, you know, so. That FK Your Diet, that person's a foster kid. He grew up there. So like
Yeah.
when you go there, you spend $100, you get a lot of food that you can't eat. But a foster kid gets a new pair of Nikes every
Yeah.
time.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It is awesome.
So
Absolutely. That's great.
you know, so we talked about that and just different things, man. It was a cool time. Like we could have talked for like 3 hours.
We could have.
You
No,
know?
that's they're really cool people. I was fortunate enough to be on their show the other day, and that episode is out. But once theirs is released, I'll put it on your guys' website to share and everything.
Awesome.
And we'll you guys are gonna have a lot of fun with Dan and Angie here on this show.
Oh my goodness.
We love them. They're fantastic.
You know, like Patricia, I will say this though, man. It's a game changer to have you on the. We talk.
That's a true story.
We did. If you saying it, we probably talked about you a lot on the
Oh,
podcast.
you guys were that bored, huh?
It's a game changer, man. You know, but hey, how did your furry thing go the other day?
Oh,
Real
fuck
quick,
you.
before you know, like, or your clopping, as we call.
No, I'm actually, now that you mention it, I haven't put this picture up. I haven't put this, well, I
Can't wait to see
well,
this.
here's the thing. No, you've probably seen it. If you've gone through my social media over the
Okay.
past few days,
Uh-huh.
this picture has come up. It is my favorite photo from this weekend. And shout out to Maker FX, because they were the people that I worked with providing the cosplay handling for Allison Chase, who was Cat Bus over the weekend at MegaCon. But I'm gonna pull up this photo right
Oh,
here,
this look good.
and this is by far my favorite photo. I haven't made it public because I honestly to God think like
This is
my girl would break up with me.
as the
Uh-oh.
as the rotor turns
Uh-oh.
exclusive.
Let's go.
It's good that she's not a fan of the as the rotor turns.
I see, I'm pulling it up right now.
No, but she keeps it on just in case. She
Just
is in
in
the
case.
background.
Yeah.
That is me as Bane,
Oh man, that's very good. That's really good.
and that is a volunteer Batgirl who I basically just bench pressed over me.
Yeah.
And if you would have seen the other side of the crowd of people that huddled the second I picked her up, it was
Yeah.
insane.
That is awesome.
That is awesome.
That is awesome.
So
Hey.
thank you for the pants.
Yeah, no, those are yours.
And
By the way, I wore those with no underwear and never
Naked.
washed them. Yeah. So
and
you're
me too.
welcome.
So we're brothers.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if that makes us Eskimo brothers or not.
No, I don't think so.
No.
Oh yeah. So Jimmy, thank you for showing up, man.
Thank you, Jimmy.
I miss you
You gotta
so
come
much.
back.
I
You
miss
gotta
you
come
guys.
back.
I'm back.
You too, Jimmy.
I'm back.
All right.
You know-
back.
In
All
full
right.
force.
You know the thing is, like Jimmy gets injured very easily. He's very little.
Very short and
Hey,
compact.
I joke.
That's it.
I'm gonna tell you though, man. Me and Jimmy have some good conversations when we drive long distances.
Oh, man.
Oh my!
It is a good time. That's my getaway right there.
not like Cop Rob that I make him text people for me the whole time. Hey, text this person this. I make him into a secretary.
Carlos is my mental getaway there. I don't need a therapist.
Oh, man.
I got Carlos there.
Nice.
But
Talk me down.
my mom said I should have been a priest. Like, and
I'm
like
glad you weren't.
I know.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I'd be
I mean, so is he.
but every Spanish family hopes that one of the
be
kids
one.
is gonna be a priest.
Yeah.
One of them is.
Yeah,
like,
you
gonna
weren't
be.
one of them.
Not a
Not
single
now.
one in my house. You know what I mean? So that lady just where's she
Oh.
going? You almost went in
Over
there.
there.
I'm gonna pretend like you didn't see it.
Women's over there.
A little bit. I love Johnny's. I love it. That woman just almost
we
went in
need
the men's bathroom.
No, she did.
She did go in
We
there.
need a Johnny's cam too.
Oh,
not,
yeah,
not just
yeah,
a butt cam, but
yeah.
a Johnny's cam.
Well, Jimmy, good to have you back, man.
That's good,
Welcome
man.
back, dude.
Absolutely.
So,
So,
hey,
be
birthday
safe,
buddy,
y'all.
you got anything?
I got nothing.
Birthday buddy had too many shots.
No, birthday buddy just
Come
gets
to us.
lost.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
y'all are talking about stuff way over my head.
Ah.
I'm just sitting here people watching.
Oh,
And
yeah,
there's
well,
been
that's
some
good.
really
Oh,
funny
computer
shit.
out.
Oh, there's
Yeah.
been some amazing
Yeah.
stuff.
My computer
Yeah.
just died.
Some
But
shorts.
you
Right?
know.
Like,
They're
the guy
fantastic.
and his girlfriend's shorts. Like, come on.
Good shit.
on that note,
Good stuff.
I will say this. Like, just, a lot of people pick things that they think they're gonna be a fit for them and a good job, and this is the reason why they want to do it. This looks cool, and I want to do this and understand that. And like, at the end of the day, man, you got to do what you love, right? And like, you a lot of times, luck is just what happens when you don't get what you want. And then but every day's an experience, and like, sometimes, man, just do the right thing, right?
What?
Do the right thing. It's just like, don't strike
my
at
God.
I
people,
love it.
don't yell at them.
Don't
Do
You
the
know.
right thing.
Sometimes if it happens and you don't
Even
like
when
it,
she deserves it.
Or your husband.
yeah, if it happens and you don't like
hit,
it,
Don't hit him either.
yeah,
Don't randomly yell at women
Yeah.
and threaten them.
Yes.
at the end of the day, just walk away.
Walk away.
Walk away. And hey, if I offended you today, well, go fuck yourself.
Go fuck
Yeah.
yourself.
Later. Like,